Morning. It is November 25th, 2025, and it's a pretty similar setup to yesterday. Once again, Google is gapping up. This time it brought down Nvidia and AMD because now that TPU, the TPU versus GPU, this is the domestic DeepSeek moment, and Google said they're going to start selling or renting out some of the chips there to Nvidia, or not Nvidia, Meta and a few other clients there. So this was a big deal. This got a lot of things reacting today, but at the same time, you also had some data and some other earnings. But once again, a big cohort of the market is up, and then like energy and value, those are the ones that are going down a little bit. So we're going to see how it all plays out. It should be a very good time, but when it's all said and done, my friends, you are in the holidays. I hope you know that. You are going to be 1v1ing a computer. So I would get a swing trade in mind and be careful if everybody keeps making these drastic U-turns. Again, we're on day number 2 after 3 weeks of decline. So let's see if this actually ends up holding up. But when it's all said and done, my friends, I hope you are ready to go. I hope you know it's going to be a blessed and glorious day. That is in your hands, my friends. And above all else, this time it brought down Nvidia and AMD because now that God bless America. And that's what we do here. Before we chase a dollar, before we enrich ourselves, we got to say what we're thankful for. You know that every day is Thanksgiving, dog. And for real, this means a lot to me. I know it means a lot to a lot of the people in here, and I know a lot of people in here have served as well. And that's why before we chase that dollar, I want to give a huge special shout out, active service, past service, anybody who has served this country, contributed to all of our freedom. God bless and thank every single one of you. I really want to make a big shout out, but I also want to encourage everybody else, man. If you've never served, I don't know. I have people sending me videos now people talking about the budget and how we could not only feed, but house the homeless vets. I agree, man. I agree. And I've been saying, I don't care about the political party. I was saying this, man, for a while. So I do hope it captures your guys' attention. I do hope you actually look into it. And I do hope that you could appreciate value, appreciation, your freedom, the veterans, the people who have committed to it. I mean, value, appreciation. These are financial terms, my friends. So all is one, though. I think we could all give a big shout out, and God bless every single one of you and your families. And those of you who have served, man, if anybody should be owning the land, saving the money, getting the good stocks and everything in between, I think you've been trained for it. You have the discipline amongst many other things. So I really want to see y'all do that, and I do hope all of this helps. So God bless every single one of you. Big shouts out to your family too, and big shout out to everybody else out there giving back to their local communities: doctors, nurses, teachers, firefighters, police officers, the janitors, the coaches, the garbage men, everybody making their communities run, baby. God bless you and thank you. But ladies and gentlemen, please rise up. Place your right hand over your heart. Say it with me. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all, baby. Set the judge! Oh, it's game time, baby. Horna! And Merry Christmas. Yeah, it's Happy Thanksgiving, all of it. Oh, and a Happy New Year. Oh, and a good day. It's gonna be a great day. I don't know if they feel me, dog. It's gonna be a great day. It's gonna be a great day. That's that. FDA approves reformulated Rantidine tablets. I don't know what that is. All right, man. So we got about 55 seconds. I'm going to be watching Google. Broadcom, they're a benefiter, considering a couple of names sold off like AMD and Nvidia. NVS, they had something. Oh, what was it? They had a headline this morning there, or some announcement. They got approval for a new drug. SNDK added to the S&P. Spotify raising prices, and GPTG, a rumor of them selling. So yeah, watch even the M&A activities. We talked about that. I'm glad I kept all those fucking Googles. But we'll see where he opens up today. And yeah, that's really going to be the top topic of the town, my friends. The domestic DeepSeek. And then, yeah, we'll find out who's the winner or not. But Google did come down here a little bit. So we'll see Microsoft on the high as well to start off. And then again, Abercrombie killed it. Dick's Sporting Goods did not do as well. They actually did decent, but I think people were a little bit turned off by the Foot Locker acquisition. Round 1. Fight. Broadcom is the design of the TPU on the GPU or the Google. I mean, what's a TPU? I had to explain this to my girl yesterday, the difference between TPU and GPU. But I'm not going to lie, bro. I don't know what a TPU is. I don't know what a tensor is. I, like, understand the concept, but not, like, you know? I don't know if they feel me, bro. I don't know if they feel me. All right. Those gap now, finally. That's that. Oh, did they already clap those? I put an order in a little. Dude, they just had 50% higher. Little scammers. Yeah, watch Broadcom though too, and then Oracle's getting clapped, and then we'll see how far Nvidia. And this is what I'm talking about, domestic DeepSeek. The difference is that the money is going to Google. So if Google sells off while Nvidia is down X amount of percentage points, that's not going to be good. But essentially, as long as the money goes somewhere else or goes back into a mega cap, I mean, I don't think it's that bad of a reaction. So we'll see where it all plays out. What was that other one? GBTG. That's that. One God, one king, one way. That's that. And then SPY is down by 0.07. NASDAQ's down by 0.4. So far, you are getting a little bit more weighing down. Value did not do as good. I mean, if we do start to dump, I do think those values will come back. But XLV is already leading the way. XPI, yeah, all of those are still up, though. That's interesting, because now it's like staples are the ones that are down. Chipotle. ANF, Abercrombie. Yeah, they're up 20. Damn, Google sold off 3% from pre-market. So yeah, Google's only up by 0.8 now. It's literally only down by 0.2. So that's not good. Because you got to think about it. Like I'm telling you, at one point in the morning here, Nvidia is down like 3-4%, but then Google was up another 5%. Yeah, so Google just literally came right back to break even. Give that a second, though, because that's what happened. Similar to yesterday. I remember the premiums lagged for a second. Yeah, you did start to sell off a little earlier, and then even off the morning, you gave up like half of that pre-market. But look, you just dropped $10 on Google. That feels very googly. I remember back in the day, a lot of earnings would play out like that. Well, SPY's starting to go up there, which is actually kind of interesting. Where's our boy? I think it's Microsoft may have switched there. Because, yeah, they're only up by 0.3 or down by 0.3. Apple is up by 1%. That one's still going. Again, Baba sold off 3%. So keep this in mind, though, because, like, low-key, if towards the end of the days, it might, you might get one of those crazy bids at the end. Like, it might be one of those, just like what we saw, like, at that 10-minute rigged. Some of these moves may be indicative of kind of what's going on. Yeah, CoreWeave and Oracle, I mean, you got to think about it. Oracle's down 5% right now, alongside Nvidia. Because now with this whole chip thing, think about it, if you were already having a bond issue, it's not going to be, this doesn't look good. Think about it. You were already, if now you have to deal with competition with Google, and you might just upend the whole GPU debate. Yeah, and they were already struggling with the bonds, or people were already getting worried. Yeah, this does not exude too much confidence. Yeah, they're up a little bit on the out of the money. They were up, they gapped up right away, and then they just dropped. They dropped the bid on there. I was gonna sell it there. It was a couple 100%, but then I got greedy and then it went down. But we'll see. Now they're kind of back up. Giga. I'm gonna keep Nvidia. Nvidia's down 5. Oracle again. CoreWeave as well. CoreWeave should be doing a lot worse comparatively. I mean, the other day it did hit what, like 65. But yeah, that's kind of part of the list there about Qin. Yeah, that was on Monday. They were saying it, that Qin, that was part of yesterday and like Google going up. There was, and then even kind of adding a little bit of a drag to Nvidia. KNet. There's a lot of these networking companies that are up. There's a whole set of names. So look at the high ticker. It's kind of broadened out right now. And then once again, your what's it called are going. Your medical plays. Even Pfizer's starting to rip a little harder. And then Nikes. Where's the other one? Yeah, why is Pfizer going up? Pfizer up 2% to start off is kind of crazy. And then XLV. Yeah, Eli Lilly, they're again, even NVO got to recover. They had another drug trial, but this time it was for type 2 diabetes. Yeah, UNH as well. All the medical is on fire. They were saying that remember the healthcare thing we had yesterday and the rumor on ACA? They said it was going to be like not as good, but then, yeah, it's reacting like half of yesterday, which is kind of insane. I mean, they're not going up 10, 20%, but yeah, some of the bigger caps and UNH especially, and then even Pfizer to start off. That's very strong. Once again, XBI, we talked about that one. XBI at 120 is insane. It's crazy because that play, you're depending on if you got January or December, but you are running out of time on that one, which is nuts to think about, you guys. It's the end of the year. That's that. Taking some profits on a couple. I'm gonna try to get some other ones too. I like Pfizer, again, if you got some of those, but I like the medical long duration, man. The way they're all playing out is quite amazing. I mean, again, that was your guys' Christmas gift. We went over the example yesterday, but like, dude, a $10 on an ETF is fire. So even then, like, even your out of the money's hit. So, and then XLV was another one. I mean, you could have got like some other individual ones, but yeah, it was interesting how that one played out. Let me see. Where's Googly Woogly? Reddit back up. Yeah, Google's even coming back up too. That's that. One God, one king, one way. That's that. Got filled on that. Intel. Oh wow, the Apple is ripped again too. I forgot. Damn, those are already made free. The Apple is actually really strong today out of nowhere, if you really think about it. Yeah, Apple is the one kind of gassing up here. Oscar, CNC, what's the other one? ACH or whatever. Oh, there's another one, the big one yesterday. But yeah, those could be in play, but wait till you even hear a rumor, or you could start to front run. That's up to you. Apple. Why they do this one? Apple. One v1ing the computer. So I would fight really hard today on not scalping anything. So be careful if any news headlines come out again. If they come out, I would just be very mindful. If I were you, I would make your play and ride it. Because even the shit that I'm selling now is just shit that we had earlier. Again, even the damn Google. But because I'm saying, it's not like you have to do nothing, but I'm just saying, like, I wouldn't really expect to, like, scalp and flip. I would like, again, if you would buy, wake up, and it's be able to run, like, again, I think even we grabbed Pfizer's the other day or right before that. Like, you're going to make more money off these types of moves than maybe if you pick them up in the morning. Like I'm saying, you'll have a little pocket there too. But just if you get like a headline, and like maybe there will be a headline on the, what's it called? On like the healthcare stuff. But I don't think that's going to be the opportunity. As odd as that may sound. Who's the other one? And then check value, staples, all that. Pepsi's up. XLP is even up. So Dow, SPY just went green and now coming back down. But Dow and the Russell are doing amazing. Or 0.5%, but it's definitely a little bit more lopsided today. All things considered. We hit the high of yesterday and then came down. Yeah, EcoWeight's ripping though. EcoWeight's up by 0.6. So there's like certain staples that are lagging, but the other couple hundred, I'd argue a couple hundred are in the green right now. Yeah, NVRI, that one, they got more cash than their whole entire, I think they sold that for their whole entire market cap. Oh, I don't know about crypto. Did you guys hear about the MSTR thing? So apparently MSTR, they were supposed to come out with that like little update thing that they do. And they didn't. So people are kind of tripping on that. Yeah, man, don't fight the calculator. You're 1v1ing Gemini, dude. You know how powerful Gemini is, dude? It's been fun. Gotta love it. All right, yo, the Googles are ripping now. Good thing I got distracted. Very nice. All right. It's a couple 100%. Remember, there's multiple. I sold that. I would have been so in the money. I sold that one, but then we had all these like those cheapies. You can make them free at a couple 100% now. Yeah, so it's either sell or push if you're out of the money still on those Googles. So again, most of them should have, like, even if you bought the cheapest ones, they still went up a couple 100%, but then most of them you should have been already in the money at like 20-30 cents. Those have gone just close to 1,000%. So yeah, just from even last week, that's why I'm like, do something with them and have fun, and God bless America. Musk AI. But yeah, so SPY's even coming down. I mean, every single thing you've heard from me today has just been taking profits. Where's more value? And then watch out, even for the downside, bro. Keep in mind CoreWeave and Oracle, and just see if those start plummeting alongside Nvidia. But again, Google's doing good, but Nvidia's starting to drag. That's another 2%. Intel trying to catch up. It's weird. Intel, I thought they were going to benefit off of this. Again, Google uses some of the Intel stuff. Elijah Lilly. Yeah, Eli Lilly. Watch XLV is gonna rip because of that. So yeah, man, this is a reverse now. It seemed like yesterday, and it seemed like value was selling off. That's right at cash open. That has changed. So right now, you're just going straight up in the value. You got a couple value names lagging, but so far, you got Google up. All of tech is down, and they're back to buying staples, healthcare, and the other long duration. But notice, your Russell is up. There's Pepsi now starting to go. And then MDT. Oh, ARM with the chips. Bomb armed. Yeah, ARM is getting knocked. And then Google, if Google comes down, the SPY, NASDAQ will get a little bit worse. But yeah, you're almost down 1% on the NASDAQ already. So again, was it last Tuesday? Wasn't it last Tuesday where it was a shit show? It was Tuesday and Thursday. And then there isn't really any info today besides the data. CNC. Again, all of those healthcare should be doing good right now. I don't even know if it's like catalyst driven as much as it's now. Everyone's like, get me the cat of it. market maker, interrogative. Sorry. That's that. Yeah, the Google's chilled out after that sale. Be careful. Depending on how close or far you are, the far out the monies die, and then the mid ones are still, like, it gets juiced and then it slows down really quickly. Whoa. What the fuck is AMTM? Why it says we're up 1,000%? Oh, yeah. That thing just went up 18%. You remember? Did I keep bringing this one up? Yeah, well, those are 1,000%. I had one. I had a small one. Hi, computers. Oh, what the fuck? Okay, well, they filled me and then ripped the premium. I'm just taking profits on anything that hit. And then I'm gonna ride a couple though too, so we could ride while it gets you Thanksgiving. Flip, it been me and long term off the rip. The 10% put me in the shit. A Pfizer. Yeah, Pfizer's looking solid. I don't want it to stop. Well, yeah, if you pick those, well, Pfizer's literally up 3, bro. Now Meta is starting to rip. But keep in mind here, you still got a decent amount. The SPY is all you're seeing is Nvidia, Oracle, and all of that. That's what's pretty much dragging you down here. But then some of the other names, if everything starts to come down, this will get really effing ugly. Meta's not doing too bad. I don't know, man. If Meta gets their hands on the TPU, it might be bullish, because then you could prevent your boy Zuckerberg from spending all the money. Sweet Green's kind of popping up there, a little aggressive. That one's a random one on the day. I don't think are any of the other. Yeah, I guess all the restaurants are up there. Eli Lilly is on fire. And then SPY is just, look at, bonds are even going straight up though. This is actually fascinating. Hold on, man. Your bond volatility might be coming back. And then that's the highest bonds have been in a while. So not only do you have, this could be delayed reaction to the rate cut odds, but also, too, I mean, maybe some of the other bonds, corporate, are getting worse, and then part of everything going on here with the chip. It's been me and long term off the rip. Let's see. 18. Oh, those are in the money. Oh, so AMTM has earnings. No, their earnings was yesterday. What is happening, Habibi? Yeah, they gave guidance. Commentary release was positive. Because I thought that was a rumor last time. Oh, where's more value? And then SPY's still dropping there. NASDAQ down over 1, but now the Dow went down with it. I don't know if that's like a Microsoft effect or not. And then Google's up nothing compared to everything else now that's dropping it. So again, Oracle down almost 7. Literally Nvidia down 6.4. ARM is down by 5.4. What was the other one? STX in memory. Maybe those come back. Yeah, well, you already dropped 1% in what, 20 minutes on the NASI. 1.1 now. It's starting to pick up a little bit more aggressive. Oh, it's gonna be bumpy. Broadcom down is weird, I think, relatively speaking. I think, again, if they're the ones that designed it with the Google shit, they should be benefiting a lot more. Good morning, baby. I hope you guys are doing good on a Tuesday. That's it. I hope it even takes some profits. I mean, you may have different prices now, but if you woke up to anything good, you take the profit. And then also I would position so you could take advantage of kind of it's going to melt in two different directions here throughout the week, I feel like. So you don't 1v1 the computer. Let the computer work for you. What can Brown do for you, brother? Okay, bigger volume, and we'll see. I mean, just keep in mind if this replicates last week a little bit. That's all you got to watch out for. So, AKA, if you can't get, like, you want, like, a dumb bounce. You're not even a dumb bounce, but you want a dumb, like, back and forth. But if all of these bounces stay small and it just liquidates, that's not going to be pretty. But if you could get kind of Chop City, that would actually be better than not today. But yeah, that's why. I mean, even then, I'm glad I took a lot of those profits to start. Now you don't got to feel like you missed out. Oh, tap. STX starting to dance a little bit more now. I haven't looked at gold and silver. Okay, you're back below 1. Gold's not too bad. Where's Bitcoin? Yeah, yo, wait, hold on. That's your fucking canary right there. American Eagle going up. Again, Abercrombie did very good. That could be a little sympathy. Who was it? Why is Bitcoin down? I think that could be people picking up on the MSTR shit. American Eagle might catch some steam from the other one, but I think they kind of suck. I don't like that option chain, but it might catch steam from your boy. It's your boy. There's wide spreads again. Even a lot of the healthcare plays. I guess it's because it chilled out. The Bitcoin facility? I think I did. And he was like, these are my water cooled. We own the supply. And then MGM on the high. But yeah, I did see that. I would personally, I'd turn it into a data center. But, you know, I don't have that many GPUs. Very... J&J. Again, tap and butter looking solid. I'm down. I forgot. Baba and shit. Baba had earnings. And then Bitcoin bounced a little. Haha. Haha, Baba. Alright. Let's see. Equal weighting. The equal weightage. 758. Damn, dude. That's a 20-point move on there. So yeah, even the SPY, bro. So literally what? You sell off 50 points and then bounce up 20? So this is what I'm saying, though. This is what you want in a weird way. As long if it only bounced a little bit and then dribbled down, it would look ugly. It would look terrible. But if we could kind of bounce back up here, you might just start chopping around there. And then as long as Google takes off. I sold the Nikes too early. That one took off. So yeah, watch. You might get a round 2 on some of these. And then biotech's going again. XBI, Labu. And then XLV's kind of holding up. But not bad, chatter down here. Good morning. It's just one of them days that the star goes through when the algo lies. Don't want to take it out on you. I just want to save 10% And you think that's small as shit, don't take it personal. Lantern. I'm sorry. Alright, coming back up. Yeah, all the food companies, anything value, man. It was, dog, it's crazy that in 5 minutes it changed. This whole morning, all the value was not feeling it, and it was all that Google. So, yeah, man, I don't like this. It's not that something's wrong, but more or less, this is some holiday bullshit, dude. Holiday bullshit. So, yeah, like, your cash open was completely different than everything that you came into. But, yeah, you got now. But if it holds up, you might get all of them kind of riding. Where now it's a little bit of value, staples holding, and some tech. There's Meta now. So, yeah, Meta is the one that's doing good. Lantern. Mr. 305. Yeah, I whiffed on the Nikes. They were being weird with the premium, and then right when I sold it. And then BG, the food plays. Oh, keep in mind, any of the Ukraine stuff. If you get any of the Ukraine peace deal, it's going to affect oil. I mean, that's literally partially why oil is down. I think the premiums are broken. I'm getting 2 different quotes on what's it called? I'm getting 2 different quotes on my platforms. I need to go to the bathroom. God bless America. Follow me on Instagram at the Trading Fraternity. And then where's Google? Oh, Real Cult News on Twitter. And then if y'all follow bullshit, I will block you. So don't take it personal. It's like the market, you know. We want good vibes. And happy Thanksgiving. You guys know Thanksgiving is in 2 days now? Are you ready? I pick up the turkey tomorrow. It's a ham. I should have got a turkey, because now I feel bad saying I picked up the turkey and I'm not going to have a turkey. Can I get some propaganda? They don't got any propaganda, you guys. You're going to have to settle for some Jesus music. Amen. Amen. Jesus. Praise God. Amen. Amen. It's a call, baby. Ay. Yeah. If we talking plays, yeah, I'm in there like swimwear. I've been there. I've done this shit for 10 years. You could have it all, but you been scared. Big scare. Funny part, there wasn't even risk there. My thoughts been my own, yeah, I've been clear. No fear. Oh dear, who you trying to control here? My God is the weapon, I ain't boasting. Nah, it's done. Daddy said it's finished, made me in his image, but that always made me timid. Wonder why we different, don't you ever get it twisted. It's the only way we get it, set apart from the start. And the heart isn't ours, it's a hippie with the love, but it's David with the sword. I want peace, so that means you gon' kill me if it's war. Nietzsche, Trotsky, can't beach on the ark. Want it easy or hard, want a genie or a god, then believe me, lil' bro, you a child, you a son of the highest in the bud. Don't deny it, we don't like it when they tell us who we are. I can tell you who I was, I can tell you who he is. I can make another song that's telling y'all about the crib, but for a second, keep it real. It's not the reason they will kill, it's the freedom in believing. They want that to bring the will. But I'd rather have it now, and I ain't never backing down. Lion gonna eat me or turn his ass around. Either way, I will remain up in his name and say a prayer. Here, let's say it now. Jesus. I
I put Jesus on the beat so I could listen to it. I got reason to believe that we living in it. You could say it's one hell of a decision in it. Ay, if we talking plays, yeah, I'm in there like swimwear. I've been there, I've done this shit for 10 years. You could have it all, but you been scared, big scare. Funny part, there wasn't even risk there. My thoughts been my own, yeah, I've been clear. No fear, oh dear, who you try to control here? My God is the weapon, I ain't boasting. Amen.
Amen. All right, that was a long pee, bro. I had to really go. We're back. All right, man. SPY's back up here. You're moving a decent amount. So, like I'm saying, on the dips, plant if you want, and then I would think swing, and I would think some time, and then you'll be good, and then just get ready to ride it out, and then you can sell them the next morning, unless they really balloon. Pending home sales, 1.9 versus point. That's amazing for holiday season. Daddy said it's finished. I know, bro. I'm trying to get that one on Spotify for you guys, but fucking Remble won't answer me. Like that big serious. I'm being dead ass serious too, bro. He said that he has a song. He says, and Remble's not nice until he's paid right. I'm like, Remble, I'm trying to pay you, dog. Can I? What's up, man? So we gotta wait. We gotta wait. Let's go, baby. Game time. I'm mad. I whiffed the Nike other ones. I'm glad I took. Glad I took off with Rooney. It had a gain, but it wasn't as good. And then ON's raising prices. We were just talking about it yesterday. I got my discount. I didn't order anything yet, but yeah, White House press secretary. There are a few delicate but not insurmountable details that must be sorted out. Require further talks between Russia, Ukraine, and U.S. Baba's on the low. That's post earnings. That's only 1.6 right now. Yeah, Reddit's going up too. It's like any those laggers in value. It's a mix. So Dow's back up. Russell is up by 1. So I'd assume a lot of unprofitable tech is going. And then SPY's down 1/4. But meanwhile, Equal Weight is actually, you just hit a new high. So, and then SPY, damn, knifing. And then Netflix, yeah, that got washed. It looks so much worse on the SPX. Why does that look so terrible? But yeah, this is better than not, bro. I'm telling you, these little like back and forths are way better than dribbling down. You don't like, remember, you didn't really get that those last couple days. Let me see. I don't think I have a 1 minute. But you don't want it to just like dribble down. As long as you get the back and forth, it's still early though. So at the same time, we could wash all this out and then that could change the shape of it. But for the most part, I'd prefer this rather than the other. Wally World's even coming back up. They got washed there. That means PG. There's your boy. It's your boy. Oh, the PG's got a little bit of a gap, but that could be a decent one. So if any of these values start, if you really think value isn't going to hit a wall, I like that one. PG doesn't look too bad. I just flipped them already though from the other day. I want to give it, but they're up. That's why I'm not going to take them. But if you got a little bit more risk tolerance today, that's all you, baby boy. Isn't that a buyout? Levitt, not insurmountable details. So again, they're referencing the peace deal, Russia-Ukraine. Oh, aren't they pardoning the Turkey today? Well, well, wow. DG. Ottoman, welcome, Habibi. ONON and Night, those are all going. That was the whiffer. Yeah, but Meta, the premiums are holding. That one, again, out of anything, if they get their hands on the TPUs, it's odd. It's funny that they're the winner, but then they're just going to spend more. But then maybe spend less because they get a better deal. And then who else is there? Amazon. Amazon's actually doing pretty great. And then Apple was the leader in the morning. They started to chill out too. Microsoft wanted to go up, and then Microsoft started dumping. Celsius kind of just starting. It's up 5, but it only has 40 highs intraday. Nvidia again on the low. Dude, Nvidia's down 7. That's terrible. So yeah, this is that fear is hitting a little bit more, and you're down from the earnings. Where's the other ones? Yeah, Broadcom might be able to work its way up, and then Oracle, they're not as bad. Core, yeah, it's actually mostly Nvidia, and then ARM too. Well, yeah, it's pretty awful, dude. 7% is not small on that size. And then I mean, Google had the what, 5-6% yesterday, and another 2 here. FBI is scheduling interviews with 6 lawmakers who warned about illegal military orders. Okay, Spy still dancing. AMTM, that's the one. Again, I think it was just earnings. I swear it was like buyout offer like a couple weeks ago when we made the play, but now it's just running. What's the other one? NVRI. That one came down. But yeah, AMTM now. That one's literally 1,000% and in the money. WSM. Nvidia's down because of the Google stuff. Again, it's kind of crazy. We talked about it a lot last week. It's just everybody reacted very strong. So you guys know how, like, I wasn't the only one being like, whoa, Gemini. Like, that was the reaction by everybody over the weekend. And then coming in, it really changed the conversation here. And now everybody is more, it's just GPU versus TPU. TPU is the Google, and instead of using a graphics card from Nvidia, it's their own little process. So that's kind of what's happened here. And now the fact that they're even selling it, and now other clients, now Meta could buy from, Meta, you name it, any other big company that would want these chips, if they could now buy from Google instead of Nvidia, that changes the current landscape over the last 3 years. The last 3 years, it is all, you couldn't do anything without a GPU, right? That's why they'd have bigger and better GPUs. You needed the power and you needed all that stuff, but essentially you needed a GPU. And now, pretty much since that Gemini update and how strong Gemini has actually been and how good it's been, and everybody, adopting it, even leading to issues with like OpenAI, now people are saying it changes this idea that you need a GPU to get into AI. That's the simple way to put all of this. So if the Google TPU gets better, gets traction and spreads, and people are able to now create these very powerful AI models, some arguably better than ChatGPT, which I think it is, and they don't need an Nvidia chip, that changes everything you guys have been dealing with for the last couple years. This is why the title of today is Domestic DeepSeek. So you guys remember DeepSeek at the end of last year, beginning of this year, and everybody freaked out. And what was it? They're like, oh my gosh, these Chinese guys, they were able to create a ChatGPT, a training model, but they did it for a fraction of the cost. But that was China, and that opened up a different debate. Now it's Google, a domestic company, but now Google can create, they did the same thing. It's cheaper, it's more efficient, and it's more powerful, but it didn't use not one single Nvidia chip. So that's where we're at with all this, and that's why, Nvidia it's at 6 now, but it was down 7. So it's not going to be the worst, I don't think, for them, but they just have competition. Before, they kind of had a moat where you couldn't get involved in this AI stuff without a GPU, and now, that's slowly starting to change, or you could say kind of abruptly. All right, high tickers gassing up again. A couple names from food to financials. Yeah, Moody's. gold and silver, I like it, but I haven't been like trading it. Not too often. We traded it when there was like liquidity concerns, so I'd view it as that. But unfortunately, we talked about it a couple months ago. Just gold and silver is so much different than what it was. I bought my gold back in the day, like almost 10 years ago now, and I bought it for stability. And just gold is getting so expensive that it just doesn't offer that same stability. But it's the number one performing asset on the year. I think it's up by like 50. It's doing better than Bitcoin, and I think there's a necessary, especially silver it's tied to AI, war, all of that stuff. But gold it's gonna keep doing this as long as we get the dollar debasement and concerns, and then eventually, if ever things got very terrible with the government finances, I'm sure they would revalue that shit. But yeah, I'm not really I view it here and there. It's part of kind of this market this year, but I haven't really been active in trying to like trade it. The market took 10 years. I would say the market picked up on it pretty quick, because again, nothing came out, because the prior Geminis were terrible. Gemini used to suck. So this time, think about it. It was just last Thursday. I mean, I had a video and I said I tied it into Nano Banana, but I was just saying, dude, you're not going back from here. Now, remember I said that November 15th, or was it November 15th, November 20th or something? And we were saying, I was like, you're not going, no, November 21st, I think, or November 20th. And we said, you're never going back from here anymore. The world changed. So right when everybody picked up on it, it's been a weekend. So I would argue that they actually responded to this way faster than even DeepSeek. DeepSeek was a couple of months. So this time around, I do think this was, the moment they've been working on TPUs for a while, but the moment they created a product that actually blew everything out of the water, that's where I think everybody quickly moved. And I'm surprised they moved that quick, to be honest. I thought a lot of this stuff, a lot of things that happened in the last like 3 weeks, I would have thought they would have happened next year, even the credit concerns and all that. But yeah, it kind of materialized way faster than any other time. Starbucks. Chipotle's up. What's the other one? Tap coming down. So, and then remember, PO and MO got washed the other day. And interesting in the value one. They use Borg. What is a Borg? Like a cyborg? Yeah, that's why that was the news that changed yesterday and today. Like, in a weird way, Nvidia wasn't that bad the other day, but that news last night that they're not going to keep it in-house and that they're going to use it and let people rent them or give it to certain clients, that's what kind of got this ball today rolling a little bit more, where it had a cost for some other names. Yeah, Bard, exactly. Dude, it was bad. Remember, Bard was terrible. Even the early iterations of Gemini, but yeah, Bard was a shit show. Google was just terrible, man. When it came down to it, they looked like they were really behind and people would make fun of them. But now, speak of the devil, Google's ripping. Let's go back to those premiums. Are they higher than when I sold? I still have a bunch of them. I have the cheapies left, but they are not. Now they're back up. Yeah, it's ripping, dude. Holy shit, they're higher. I mean, it is hitting a 52-week high, but even the out of the monies are moving a little bit more aggressive now. I mean, it's starting to make more sense why your boy Buffett top-ticked it. I swear somebody sat him down and explained it to him. Because whoever's managing it. Because for him to top-tick a tech company after holding cash, that made no sense. Now it's like, holy shit. Because I'm telling you, right when that Nano Banana mixed in with everything else Gemini was doing, it was absolutely mind-blowing. Not to mention, it was not one Nvidia chip used. But yeah, it's not, dude, it's crazy. I think Google is like scarily big. I mean, shit, we're on YouTube right now, and then, I mean, I don't know if they're still gonna fucking ban me, but it's like Google has everything. They have the data, they have the software now, they have the hardware, and it's just the way it's all coming together. It looks a lot more of a moat than your boy Nvidia. Again, I still think Nvidia is important, and there's still, you know, until you start seeing TPUs everywhere, it just, they find now there's real competition. And this time it's domestic, which is not, this is way different than the whole DeepSeek moment and all that we got. Do I have calls or puts? I'm not going to tell you. I mean, if you could pick up on game, I hope you catch a dime, but we don't want option trades in this chat anymore. So you could go to the locked in if you want to talk about all that. Otherwise, yeah, it's not going to be there. I want long term. Because again, another highlight of this last couple weeks was a lot of those names that we were kind of, you know, yelling at you all to focus on. The 200 names that are 300 names that are down on the S&P. That was where a lot of them did very, very good. Let me see if I could show you. This is what I brought up yesterday, but I think this is a killer chart. This highlights what I'm telling you because it doesn't happen too often anymore. You know, it's been a while since only 37% of this S&P is outperforming. So that means 63% of the S&P 500 is below the 15-20% on the year. That's a great opportunity. So you have, that just tells you and it's not going to stay like that. Like I'm here, go back to it. That just look at how many, last time you had this happen was like 1998, 2000. Otherwise, there's been heavy correlation. Even 2020, that was another year like that. I mean, think about what you were able to buy in 2020. So I would definitely be focusing on good value names that still haven't went crazy, because like right now we're already at the end of the year. So you got to really think about your long term and what you want to put in it. But you have more options than I've seen in a long time, dude. That's why I keep reminding all of you, and I want you to be encouraged to look at it, because just usually we gotta, you know, pick and choose here and there. You get a couple, but like, dude, you have a whole list that you could go through, and there is so many viable names that I do think will be around in 10 years. And then, you know, if AI chips get cheaper, all these other things, I mean, some of these companies stand a lot to gain. So you guys remember, that's another theory I've shared with you guys in the past, and I think we're getting closer to it. This is the part everybody keeps ignoring. Like, think about it. I love Procter & Gamble. I don't own it yet, but that's one that I really want. But you got to think about it. What's going to happen if, let's say, whether it's Nvidia, the TPU, you name it, but if all these companies really start to get into their robotics and the AI, and then their real developments of like physical AI, their manufacturing is going to go down, and they're already still making billions of dollars. Some of these companies and factories and all, they're going to be able to benefit tremendously. And I don't think we've seen that wave yet. And essentially the ones that are down right now that last, these are going to be the names that on the back end, after it's the tech wave, these are going to be the companies that do a lot. Yeah, it's we've talked about it. You've seen it slightly, but I mean, we're still kind of stuck in the past in a way. It's not like you're watching, you know, a bunch of factories and supply chains being automated, but we're getting there. And that's why I'm like, this might just be the perfect opportunity to pick up a couple of them. So that's why I just make sure it's going to be here. Make sure it's going to be here in 10 years. But I would shop for them. And I mean, some people aren't ignoring it, which is good. Good goal. Oh my gosh. Ay. All right, man. Every single one hit now. They were up before, but now it's just getting crazy. See, it should have been like that in the morning, though. They sold that off on the cash open. Yeah, Nvidia did have good earnings. I mean, it wasn't bad. That's why it's like, it's kind of odd, but just this is the first time they've had real competition. So here's the deal. Here's the reality of the situation. Is everyone going to stop buying Nvidia? No, that's not what's going to happen. What happens with competition? Let's see if you guys know. So now you're like the lead. You're the number one product. You're killing it. You got 3 years ahead of everybody. So now you actually got a viable competitor. What's going to happen? to what you're doing. There's only one part financially. It'll lead to other ones, but what's the financial aspect that kind of gets worrisome? All right, you guys are close. You guys are close. Yep, cheaper, and then there's the word, margin. That's it. That's all it is. Right now, Nvidia got a crazy margin, not to mention crazy demand. So now you have real competitors. It's not going to just disappear overnight. That doesn't happen. People are still buying it. There's still a backlog. There's still orders. But now, if you got to compete with the TPU and it's a real competitor, you're going to lower prices. And now they're going to sell a lot, but they're just not going to make the same margin. Right now, they're at like, what, 70, 80%? Yeah, dude, they have a crazy margin right now. So that margin is going to probably come down. And it's not going to eliminate Nvidia. It's going to lower their margins, though. And that's the first order of impact that you're dealing with now. All right, SPY still at VWAP. A couple names again. Google still climbing. You're shopping slick charts for Black Friday. Hey, man, baby. We've been shopping it for weeks. It feels like it's been the whole month of Black Friday. A whole long term. Eli Lilly. You got more Elijah Lilly above a trilly. Elijah Lilly above a trilly. Sorry. Can they back out of commitments? Some. It all just depends on the terms of the contract, or if they even have to pay like a fee to back out. If they save more money, they'll pay the fee and then buy the cheaper one. It's literally like an option. You know, that's why you pay down payment on the option. And then if it ends up being cheaper, you could just lose on the option and then you make more on the buy. And SPY still chilling. Amazon's doing good. All the tech is just very, very small. And then again, Nvidia is not looking good. So it's still down 7. Nvidia.com. Yeah, the thing that's going to save Nvidia quick, it's going to be if they get the China chip thing. And then after that, it still does not look good. Now Tesla on the low. Low ticker just picked up pretty rapidly. Yeah, man, race to the bottom. Yeah, you guys get it. What changed for the Fed members? I don't do the Fed, and I'm so disappointed in the Fed. They're terrible. I mean, I feel like they've always been terrible, but it stinks, dude. So I think a lot of them just realized how dumb they sounded. I mean, again, for years they told you, all that matters is labor, and they've justified so many things for. Based on policy and then relating it to labor. And then the moment labor starts going down, they're like, nah, we're worried about a temporary spike in inflation, even though many datas and studies have shown us that that's not, it's all deflationary. So like the moment you enter a deflationary environment, these fucking idiots are like, yeah, let's not do anything. They're like, yeah, okay, now you start getting real layoffs? Oh, no, we should be worried about inflation. Remember, last 4 years, they told you not, they said they were more worried about the jobs market, and meanwhile, inflation was going insane. And then they cut into all of that, and then they were too late to do everything else, but it just did not make any sense. And even then, I was thinking about this. Let me see if I can find it. Go 5 years. Yeah. Well, you could go check all the data, but, and this is what I'm saying, it's like, even with the Fed, there's people doing this politically, but that's like, it doesn't even matter on the politics, dude. It's just like, it's kind of that joke I told you guys yesterday at the Philo. It's like, the guy comes up to his other guy and he's like, I need to sell my Kia. I need to get rid of this Kia. And then the guy tells him, he's like, why don't you just paint the Kia and put a Mercedes logo on it? And then the guy does it, and then a month later they run into each other. He's like, oh, did you sell your car? And he's like, what? Are you insane? Why would I sell a Mercedes? It's like the Fed has started to believe their own lies. It's actually phenomenal. And that's what I'm saying, let politicians do it, but the Fed is actually using the political propaganda to be on some dumb shit. And that's why I think some of them kind of pivoted very quickly, because it was starting to look like the market was going to price in their policy error. So, take a look. Because even then, it's like, it sucks because now everybody has highly politicized the issue. So it's like, someone's going to get sensitive about the politics, and then you're going to explain the objective truth, and then someone's going to be like, but, and this, blah, 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 blah. So yeah, look, bro, Joe Biden comes into office, inflation goes from 1.4. So look, first 12 months, from January 21 to January 22. So it's not like it took a long time. And that's what I'm saying. They were fucking lowering rates and keeping them at zero. And they were even doing their QE and everything still. And they fucked up housing and did all these things, right? And that's in the first 12 months. And they ignored everything. And I'm talking about the Fed. You guys think I'm talking about politics. That's the funny part. So think about it. Not once they played their little transitory game. All of that had zero caution. All it did was backfire. And now look, in the same exact Fed, who's all that's happened 4 years now, they just insider trade more. They've all been charged with violating ethics committees and all this other shit. Most of them, more than not. And then look, you've already gone through 12 months. So that's what I'm saying. It turns into politics because everybody keeps bringing up affordability and all that. But look at the first 12 months. I'm seeing more people make poor decisions and criticize off of this 12 months. And the same exact group of people, aka the Fed, is doing nothing. And they did nothing during this one. It doesn't matter if it was COVID. Well, all that matters is how they behaved in the same standards. And now look at how much more dramatic it is. Even if you said, okay, it's COVID, remove 50%, it was terrible. And how they reacted to it was, like I said, I already told you, I'm going to explain this objective truth to you, and someone's going to go, nom, 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 right after. That's exact, thank you. But it's just like, you guys, it's actually insane. And that's why, I really just think at this point, the Fed is starting to believe their own lies, because they should know better. They should know a lot more. I mean, if little Egyptian boy could tell you, the Fed should know this. They have way better data. They have a lot of other good things, but never in my life would I have seen a stable CPI, stable inflation, and then they're acting like they can't. They're like, nah, we should be restrictive. We should actually make it more restrictive. No. Let's inject uncertainty into Main Street and Wall Street. Meanwhile, when this is fucking going on, they're like, no, it's fine. It's going to come back down. It's going to come back down. And then literally it took you 2 years to even be almost double where we're at now, 50% higher. That's insane. So yeah, I think that's why they started changing tone, because I think a lot of people, you could say whatever you want about the president and do this little back and forth, but it has been 12 months. They've had a year of a deflationary environment, more or less. And for them to act like, it's like they're borderline acting like China, and they're going to make the deflationary factors a lot worse. So it's very, very odd that they were kind of playing this hard line, and all of a sudden, because during that they were like, oh, employment. That's how they justified it with transitory. And now you mean to tell me employment is actually moved? Inflation has not gone up, and now they don't want to do anything? It's very, very, let alone add more uncertainty. It's very odd. It's something that you should be getting a way better service out of your Federal Reserve, sadly. Nvidia gonna lose the market cap crown to Apple? SPY's ripping. Is it Google and Meta? Yeah, Google's coming back up. Meta's coming back up. So yeah, that's why I think some of them flipped. And even then, I told you guys the other day, it was bullshit. Fucking Nick Timmerhouse, and people on financial media, they're trying to convey a message that the Fed, the Fed is a democracy. It's not. And they're like, oh, Jerome Powell can't do this if the other board members. Yes, he can. They always have. It's so weird. And they're trying to make it seem like it's like the Supreme Court. It's not. A lot of power has been held with the chair. He can do whatever he wants, and they always have been. And that's why you've got guys like Volcker and McChesney from back in the day. And it's so odd how they're trying to kind of flip the Fed in real time. But then again, the Fed has done a terrible job. And again, you guys have watched me for years, and I've told you this. It wasn't that bad. Again, during the moment, it doesn't seem like they were, obviously transitory and inflation was terrible, but I never thought that when the situation was ready for them to do good, I didn't think they would fucking fight it. I never thought that they would act like, oh, no, now it's the inflation. And then again, acting dumb about the tariffs and how deflationary it is. It's just, it's really, really dumb. It's not a smart move at all. Like I'm saying, you got people may have argued with me about the tariffs at the beginning of the year. That's fine. Donald Trump's kind of crazy, says crazy numbers. You've never seen it before. I could understand being worried for a little bit, right? But it's been a fucking year. It's been a whole damn 12 months, if not more. If you want to go back from the election to a certain degree. And it's just like, yeah, none of this shit materialized. And the last time when shit materialized at a gigantic, historical, never seen before margin, they acted like it was nothing. And so now to act like there's a boogeyman, and then now holding a low key, like this affects the Main Street. This affects they're destroying the real estate market or making it odd. They're keeping prices high and making it difficult. They're at least contributing to it. It's not all them, but making it kind of difficult to move. For a lot of normal people, it's allowing even Main Street to get reamed off of interest and all these other things. It just, when the situation is in their favor, it makes no damn sense. So I think that's why they should shift, because if you turn off the fucking TV and go look at all this, it's going to piss you off. And I think that a lot of American people this is not a good look for them at all. And I think they need to just make it, this has nothing to do with Donald Trump pressuring them anymore. They're just being fools. Actually, they are legitimately being too late. It's so weird. I never would have thought I would have seen it like this, especially after I saw them be so willing to gamble with America's future and your finances with inflation. Think about it. They had a fucking year and a half of 1 to 9% inflation, and they were willing to be very wrong about that. But now when it's starting to really impact the labor market and the real estate and other things, they're not willing to do anything. And they cut twice before an election, a double cut. And imagine everything I said was without even including that. I think Jerome Powell hates Donald Trump. That's what I think it is. I think he has, otherwise, or they're just idiots. I think the level of quality at the Fed has diminished greatly. But I would go for probably he has TDS, and he's not a big fan. I know, I remember people saying that. I didn't, and that's why It's been a year. That's why I was like, you only have to deal with Powell for a year. And now that's what they're trying to say after, though. They're like, well, even if Powell leaves, you can't do anything without the other board. That's not true. You can. If that was the case, Volcker would not have been the infamous Volcker who did what he wanted to do, who literally said, nah, we're going to 15, we're going up, we're going down, we're going up. Volcker did whatever he wanted to do. Again, that's why presidents pressured the other Fed chairs at different times in history. So it's odd, dude. Very, very odd. The fake data, nah. It's like we've gotten, we've talked our shit about the Fed at times over the years, but I think this one is weird because it's been 12 months of data. You guys understand? And considering the last 12 months of the start of administration was terrible, and it was 12 months of the worst data you've ever seen, and they did nothing, and they actually supported it. So to see them have this much data, let alone historical data on tariffs and deflation and all this other things, real economic stuff, and for them to act and say that they don't know what the fuck's happening, or like, oh, we don't have enough info, that's bad shit. It's really, really bad shit, and I didn't think they would play that card. They pretty much ran out of runway, but I think they could go a little longer before people start to realize it. But yeah, they've used their little runway, bro. It's been a year. It's been straight up 12 months, and you have evidence, and it's all to the contrary of what they are saying, and now they're using it to justify some pretty restrictive policy that, again, and then they're going to blame affordability and other stuff when a lot goes to debt, and it just doesn't. It's the oddest thing I've seen in my years of watching the Fed and being in the markets. So yeah, that's why I think they're pivoting. They should all really get their act together, because it's disgusting. Go look at Google and Nvidia chart. There's like I showed this one yesterday. So this got worse today. Google went higher, and then Nvidia, but you could kind of see it. Started in September a little bit, then Nvidia caught up, but yeah, this is the DeepSeek moment but that's why I said it's not that bad. It sucks Nvidia's down a lot, but the value's not being destroyed. It's just going to Google. It should. Reports of Russia attempting to block Ukraine chief of staff from traveling to Washington with Zelensky. Okay, healthcare stocks are going up. SPY still near the high. Dow or Nasdaq's down 0.45. SPY into green. Sanofi HQ searched in French tax probe. Hey, yo, is that going down now? Yeah. I think they just raided Sanofi's offices in France. There were some other things going. It's only down by like 1% there. Still green on the day. But yeah, SNY HQ searched in French tax probe. Yeah, I think it was only Bowman. Bowman's dissented, I think, before Waller did. Google Nvidia divergence. It really is a divergence. Cigna, Ascend. Remember, that was the one we looked at. I can't believe that thing hit 200, bro. We were trading that thing at 80. $80. Oh, dog, I whiffed those Nikes. They would have been in the money. I got like 20%. Ugh. But Google. Thank you, Google. Thank you. Wow, Google. Wow. Google.com. Analysts panic. Google intensifies competition, but buy Nvidia, Broadcom, and AMD. They're putting buy ratings. I mean, again, it's not like Nvidia is going to die. I mean, it's going to die in the sense of the stock going down a little bit, but the graphics card business isn't going to fall off. It's just all going to be margins for now, or until we see. Or maybe Google ends up disappointing too. That's another factor. So, but for now, it's definitely, it's an advancement, and it is changing the landscape a little bit. Nvidia is off 20% from the highs, and it had a good earnings. I think their earnings was really good. But yeah, now, but then again, they didn't have competition till last week, essentially. Edwards Life Sciences, 20-cent pop. A lot more actually. A lot more in biotech land, medical land. Those are still going. They have been all day. Hasbro, HD now, Staples. Yeah, so the value and the laggers, yeah, everything's gassing. Look at the high ticker. And then look, equal weight as well too. So you might get one of those days. Can we do the RSP? Tell me why I never wanna hear you say I sold my long term today. Tell me why. I mean, high's near the high though. It's Nasdaq's the one down. I mean, you have damn 7% on Nvidia, or 5 now. But yeah. Yeah, you're looking good. Equal weight's breaking out, and then SPY's catching up with it. There's a lot of support. I think you got Broadcom going up now too. No, that was something else with the A. And then Meta's at least holding. Again, a couple of the Intel came back up, but a couple of these chips just got to upgrade. Yeah, bro, Whirlpool. Well, no, dude, we made a play on it that day. I think I have like 1 or 2 more left, but you guys remember? It was like at the bottom a couple days ago. Nobody said it. Everybody was too panicked. Nobody wanted to buy anything. We made a nice play on it. David Tepper bought like 7% of the company. So David Tepper is a pretty big investor. Appaloosa, and like, yeah, he likes to front run the Fed and a lot of other things. But yeah, he bought into it. I'm surprised how many people kind of ignored it. We haven't heard from Intel on the accounting. He bought Whirlpool. That was, again, it was at 67 bucks. That was one of the value plays. It was on one of the really, really bad days where I think it was on the, like right before that historical down day, I think. And then SPY starting to rip now. Look, take a look. High ticker, there's a lot of things across the board that are running with it. And then Nike, ON, all of them. And then we haven't heard anything on the Intel thing. Intel's supposed to give you an update on how they're going to account for all of those investments. They said they were going to do it once the SEC gets back to them, but yeah, we don't know yet. They haven't said anything. Damn, bro. Yeah, high ticker's just gassing now. Habibi. I'm good. Any of the stuff we sold, everything except for fucking Nike. Those are all good sells. And then Google, yeah, Google's even coming down right now. Right when they got upgraded, or they upgraded those other tech ones, Google started to chill out. But now everything equal weight is gassing. So it might be your last call if you want them. But like, look, you're doing one of those equal weight ripper days. That's why I was looking at the RSP, but you can't really play that. It's up to you. But yeah, just check any value or like even tech laggers, not necessarily chips, but like anything in the middle, more or less. Yeah, Ross, TJX, bro, all of them. Even Walmart. Walmart's just not as much, but it's 2%. These are all pretty solid. Let me get you guys a checkup. What time is this? 7:47? Boeing? I don't know. The casinos, I think it's China, but yeah, MGM and Wynn started off very, oh my gosh. Yeah, you're ripping. 25 green on the Dow, 5 in the red. NASDAQ, 74 in the green, 26 in the red. And then S&P 500, 426 in the green, 77 in the red. I don't think MPW's been doing good, but I just think it's their earnings hasn't been bad, and then it's long duration. So just think about that. Oracle Link borrowing, binge worries. Data center borrowed $65 billion this year, roughly $300 billion, raising concerns. Yeah, at this point, I think the bonds bounce in Oracle if they have to pay a bond back. That's it. They have to show they can pay it. You got to collect money from fucking Sam Altman. I don't think something changed. I think it's more, I think a little bit of the Nvidia freak out, it got people rotating more. And remember, seasonality. So I still think this is all computers, more or less. I think it's going to have a weird cash open. They're going to go back and forth, but the buybacks are turned on, and this is where everybody is buying. There's Meta now. Again, high ticker is really active. Well, A&F had earnings, and then Kohl's had earnings the other day. I don't know about Barnes and Noble, so I think that's a mix of earnings and then people buying back and then positioning, and then people are positioning on the value names, especially after this little Nvidia thing. Tech was looking good, but then, you know, once again, if Nvidia sells, you got one winner in Google, maybe even Meta, but then, yeah, people are going to buy those 200 names that are down. That's why I keep telling you guys to look at it, because it's either by next year, it may take time for some of them, but you know, that I'm sure some people are going to want to put those funds as well as computers are going to want that on their books, more or less. Ford on the high. Again, Philip Morris MO. Cigna keeps running. Healthcare. I just put up JD. That one went red to green. BABA went red after having good earnings. And then SPY's coming down here after that little run up with the high ticker. But it's still going to dance a little. Not bad, though. I mean, if we continue, the NASDAQ has work to do with Nvidia. But if we could hold up, I mean, it's not going to be that bad. Did wheat do a reverse stock split? I don't know. I haven't been looking. It might have if it's at 20. Yeah, I don't. Wheat's not at 20 or the next contract. But no, they probably did do a reverse split. TPL on the low, and then Netflix. Russia likely to reject peace deal. Well, watch oil. Again, if oil's down, you know, there was very good signs this morning on the peace deal. Like, people were really, really vibing with it. And that's why oil's down 2.8 at a low. Now McDonald's on the high. Yeah, Russell's the leader today. Now MO's going. Well, long-term loves it. Longterm.com. Log in. ZTR, you're doing another burst on the high ticker. It's not bad, though. At least maybe we will get our date. I don't know if the NASDAQ will do it, but SPY and Dow, as long as this doesn't hit a wall, it's still kind of early. We've been here for, what, hour and a half? Shit, not bad. Again, a lot of clothing names, bro. Those ran up. I mean, it is, think... If those continue and Santa rally, but then you do have Black Friday, I'm sure before you know it, you're gonna start getting the those Adobe numbers on people and traffic websites and data and card spend. Quad good earnings and I think an update on with their CEO. U.S. inflation expected to rise in the first half 26. Bro, people have been saying this for a year. It's funny because I do think inflation will actually go up a little bit in 26, but yeah, it's been 12 months. That's why it's so annoying. Imagine for the last year, you've been told inflation was going to go up. It doesn't go up. And then now they're like, yeah, it's like Michael Burry, dude. It's worse than Michael Burry. Honestly, I actually like Michael Burry. I don't like these fucking... Yeah, bro. They're gonna be right eventually, but it's just like, holy fuck. And they're like, yeah, it's gonna go up, man. It's gonna go up. It's like, you've said that for a year. So, but yeah, I want to see, though. That's the crazy part. Because if we get into next year and like the tax bill and all these other stuff, I mean, I feel like there's gonna be a burst of money, but yeah, it might not, and if it doesn't cause it, then we're gonna look more and more deflationary. And then again, in a weird way, I would hate to argue this, but like, you know, that little rant that I just gave you guys on the Fed, it's like I'm hard pressed not to believe that the Fed wants deflation now, because in a weird way, everything that Jerome Powell is doing, everything these media agencies are doing, everything is they don't want disinflation. They want deflation. That's what it's starting to fucking look like. Because I'm like, why would you do this? It's like it's all, and that's why it's like you could get this tax bill and all of that, but then if it lags, you might get deflation. And that's why it's like if this inflationary impulse does not really cause it, then yeah, you're more and more looking like they're trying to roll the deflation ball down the hill. Okta pumped by Altucher. NBR neighbors up 2. What was that other one? AMTM. Philip Morris and Whirlpool again. Oh, it's coming down. So honestly, you made that move. It looks exciting. Some of the names that were running were already up like 2 or 3. And yeah, we're coming down. But it's like holding that VWAP. SanDisk on the low. Deflation is the bad one. Yes. Russia expands options for investments in crypto. Humana files appeal to ruling upholding Medicare star bonus cut. Hey, yo, oil. So look, oil's dumping. That might be good news out of Russia and Ukraine. So again, we just heard, I think it was Washington Post, they were just saying it's not, or somebody did. But yeah, oil's going lower. The only cause of oil today seems to be that. Tell me why. Is it possible to have deflation printing $2 trillion a year? Anything is possible. Have you heard the story of Winnie the Pooh? Do you know Christopher Robin? Well, it's unrelated, but yes, there's a place called China, and in China, you know one of the biggest economies. They experienced deflation. I would argue China printed more money than we did, more worthless money too at that. But yeah. It could happen, Christopher Robin. It could happen. That's why it's terrifying. But have no fear, the Lord is with you. Why is Dexcom going up? Is that off the NVO trial? Tell me why. All these spreads are still terrible. NWE. You learned that Winnie was a real bear during World War I. A guy wrote the stories about his son and the bear in the zoo. Oh, no way. Really? It's crazy. UK-US drug deal may come as early as this week. That's coming out now. Again, Dexcom's moving. I mean, the only diabetes news you had today was the NVO stuff. Not to mention, I mean, Eli ripping away. Even Target on the high. Well, 8 o'clock, we got 30 minutes till Euro. And we'll see if that changes anything. It's not bad, Habibi. Not bad at all. Alright. I'm going to go to the bathroom. I'm surprised. Some of you haven't heard Swimwear. You guys realize we've played that song every day for a long time. But yeah, man. It's Swimwear. It's only on... It's only on SoundCloud, unless somebody could get Remble to answer me. If you could get Remble to give me the license, that would be nice. That's what we're working on. Remble. But yeah, go on SoundCloud. I don't know if you probably haven't been on SoundCloud since 2018, I feel. But that's where it's at. We talking play.
Jesus.
I'll be right back.
Praise God. Amen, amen. It's a cult, baby. Hey. Yeah. If we talking plays, yeah, I'm in there like swimwear. I've been there, I've done this shit for 10 years. You could have it all, but you been scared, big scare. Funny part, there wasn't even risk there. My thoughts been my own, yeah, I've been clear, no fear. Oh dear, who you try to control here? My God is the weapon, I ain't boasting. Nah, it's done. Daddy said it's finished. Made me in his image, but that always made me timid. Wonder why we different, don't you ever get it twisted. It's the only way we get it, set apart from the start. And the heart isn't ours, it's a hippie with the love, but it's David with the sword. I want peace, so that means you gon' kill me if it's war. Nietzsche, Trotsky, can't beach on the arc. Want it easy or hard, want a genie or a god. Then believe me, lil' bro, you a child, you a son of the highest in the bud. Don't deny it, we don't like it when they tell us who we are. I can tell you who I was, I can tell you who he is. I can make another song that's telling y'all about the crib. But for a second, keep it real, it's not the reason they will kill. It's the freedom in believing, they want that to bring the will. But I'd rather have it now, and I ain't never backing down. Lion gonna eat me or turn his ass around. Either way, I will remain up in his name and say it proud. Here, let's say it now. Jesus. I put Jesus on the beat so I could listen to it. I got reason to believe that we living in it. You could say it's one hell of a decision in it. Ay, if we talking plays, yeah, I'm in there like swimwear. I've been there, I've done this shit for 10 years. You could have it all, but you been scared, big scare. Funny part, there wasn't even risk there. My thoughts been my own, yeah, I've been clear, no fear. Oh dear, who you try to control here? My God is the weapon, I ain't boasting. Amen.
Amen. Bro, I might have to take random calls today. Dude, I had the funniest shit yesterday, bro. Okay, bro? I have the funniest one, bro. Like, it's actually hilarious. I had this guy. I was calling. I don't know, because like people are like down. Like, I've been getting way better prices on work. Not everybody is booked out anymore. You guys remember that when you would call any fucking handyman and they're like, I could see you next year. They didn't even want the work, bro. Everybody had work. And then I've been getting like people to come out, right? And then I had this one guy yesterday. I want to show you these pictures. He sends me a before and after picture. He's like, yeah, I just did this for somebody on their farm. It was like 700 feet, and he like cleared it out and did all this other shit. And then he sends me these before and after pictures that look almost exactly the same. And I'm like, okay. And I was like, how much does that cost? Homeboy's like $10,000. I'm like, bro, I was like, I just got quoted at $800. I'm like, are you sure? And then he's like, well, yeah, well, there's more work that goes on into it. And he's like, maybe I could probably match it. I'm like, how did you go from 10,000 to 800? Oh, dude. I was like, listen, man. I was like, if you want to come out and take a look, but I was like, so far I was like, the highest was $2,000. And I was like, I don't know what to tell you, man. I don't know what to tell you. Sorry, 10,000. And I was like, I even asked him, I was like, what's the difference in the picture? He's like, well, you can't really see it. I'm like, then why did you send it to me? Oh, dude. I can't wait. I can't wait for what today brings. It's going to be a fun time. Dude, I was blown away because he was the closest. He was like local. The other guy, well, most of them were local, but he kept saying, I'm local. I'll get you the best prices. And then he's like, well, he's like, you could use my equipment for free. And then I was like, how is it 10? I was like, I don't know, man. I was just shocked. I laughed, though. It was a good laugh. 10-year gilt falls. There was just a baby gilt crisis, too. But yeah, it sucks, though. Like, the irrigation, making a gutter would be so expensive. That was the most expensive quote I got. But then homeboy was like, dude, I'll just level it. But then I'm like, I'm going to have to do that, like, every couple of months. Just because you're awesome? Well, thank you, my brother. Praise the Lord. And bro, happy Thanksgiving, man. You know that? I'm thankful for this year. I'm thankful for those of you who have been a good beacon, man. And I'm thankful for those of you who weren't, because one day you will be, with hopefully a genuine truth, man, of beneficialness for your future, or lack thereof. But it's a blessing, man. It's a blessing. So I hope there's many more long terms. We need more long terms, man. We need more land and real estate. And you can, bro. You could get, this is a great moment to shop. Google. So yeah, Google just sold off $8. I remember it would not even move. $8. Ooh, not moving $8 in a day. Googly woogly. Googly woogly. I put Jesus on the beat so I can listen to it. Yeah, Google, I don't know. Right when they gave those upgrades, I think people kind of watering down the TPU effect and then going back to the Nvidia. But the margins are the issue. That's what anybody should be talking about. But the margins are the issue. I think Uncle even said that. I think Google, ever since they upgraded like AMD, Broadcom, and Nvidia, that's where it started to chill out. But then it did the same exact 2.5% move off the cash open. So I don't, Path, and then Amazon, and then Path. Good morning, Chatadonia. Good morning. I already call that guy? HD and Nvidia on the high. I know Oracle started going up too, surprisingly. But still, dude, all of them are down like 7. It's kind of insane. And then surprisingly, Broadcom's the one that's down. ARM has not gotten any love. CoreWeave just moves around, but I do think they're kind of more sensitive than the other ones. But yeah, ARM is the one that won't even go up. Jesus on the beat so I could listen to it. High ticker's still going. No, I think you're just moving around some of these tech places. Whoa. Home delistings rise as sellers wait out the market. Nearly 85,000 U.S. homes were delisted in September, up 28% from a year ago. That's crazy. But that's, you guys know, I don't know who needs to hear this. You should call delisted homes. So if you are a real estate agent or a wholesaler or a flipper looking for leads, you should go through the delistings and call them. Because I remember 2018, 2019, we got a ton of leads off of that. Because there's people who list it, they don't get sold, and then the ones that were like delisted like a couple months ago, 6 months ago, they were actually pretty motivated. Yeah, Google's still dumping now, so something's shifting here. I don't know if, I think it was that upgrade cycle, dude. I think it was everybody just upgrading it, and then it kind of, I think that took a little bit of the steam away. Yeah, man, look at the delistings. I didn't know that number, though. day is going good. We took a little profits in the morning, got some Google out at the right time, and then I whiffed on Nike by selling too early. But other than that, I mean, you're just holding the open a little bit higher. I mean, at least we're not dumping out of nowhere. I mean, today's news cycle was very low. There really wasn't that many headlines. There was a lot of earnings, but then everybody going over this Google TPU thing and, yeah, kind of reacting. Yeah, I mean, anybody now should give you a good deal on a home. Otherwise, like, because this is the slow part of the market. You got Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year's. I mean, if the house hasn't sold yet, if it's not a good price, I don't think it's going to sell till January. That's why I told you, even with the farm, if I want to list it, I'm going to do it next year. But I was thinking about it yesterday, man, because every time I go to the farm, I, like, fall in love with it. Even though my fucking road is cracked, even though it's a fucking lake now, I'd love it, dude. I kind of want to keep it, man. I kind of want to keep it, and I don't know. We have to set up a cycle to get you guys out there, or you guys could use it when I'm not there. We have to find a way to let that happen, because then I don't know. I like the money though. You know what I'm saying? Like, I like my long term, and then, like, there's good money in that property. But yeah, I don't know, man. It was relaxing. The sunset changed though, because it's winter. The sun sets like a little to the left now. It used to set like right down the middle, and now it's kind of changed. I put Jesus on the beat so I could listen to it. No, I haven't done anything. I've only just been doing building stuff and getting permits. We added a couple of things, but it was mainly just getting the house furnished. The new Chad entering the wild, the baby Chad. Oh, I thought you meant you. I was like, well, welcome. No, you're having a child. Well, congratulations, man. I encourage you to set them up with the long term. You know that? You guys, imagine I got here in life without my parents getting me a long term. So if you get your little baby a long term, they're gonna, it's great. You could have a liberal child when they get older. Why? Because they'll be so spoiled that they got a long term. Don't tell them until they're 18. Does TAP show a large amount of daily volume on yesterday's candle? Yeah. What the fuck? Are we gonna get our buyout, dude? I think end of the year, man. Let me see. I'll put it through my volume scanner. Yeah, yesterday was literally, holy shit. It was 3 times the average volume. Yeah. Even today, you had more transactions at a way higher price. But let's see. Tap, 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 tap. I mean, even today's the 25th. Yeah, even today, it's done all of the volume. It's done 100% of its daily volume so far. That's odd. There's a lot of volume coming into it right now. It doesn't look like it, but it is. That kind of distorted it. But I don't see where that transaction came in. Yeah, I think it was either dark pool or after hours, because that doesn't show up during the day. So 10 a.m. you had 400,000, 11 a.m. you had 900,000, then 1417 all the way up till 4 p.m. But then full day volume is 18 million. So that 18 million's legit, but I don't know where it came in. It wasn't throughout the day. That was either after hours or a dark pool. Yeah, it was after the close. Very odd. So it shows up, but not intraday. Yeah, there's 14 million in block trades. So 14 of the 18 million was a block trade. So I don't know, somebody shopped it around or did something. Let me see. Yeah, there was just one giant 14 million trade after the bell. I don't know if it was split up or something, but yeah. Habibi. Interesting. Zelensky ready to meet Trump over Thanksgiving to finalize deal. Oh, he does want to have Thanksgiving dinner with us. Buffett, but he bought STZ. Buffett don't fuck with natty lights. Come on, Buffett. Yeah, that's weird. Yeah, even the volume right now is pretty high, but that's a real transaction. I just don't know where it's coming from. So literally, I think last time it had a transaction like that, there was a buyout or a buyout offer. That was the last time it had one of those crazy gaps, like 10 years ago. You've seen 19 mil at 1887, then that might, if it's that low of a price, then that could have been a option exercise by an insider. That would maybe make sense. Nothing, so no small dark pools. Interesting. You think he's coming to say thanks? I don't know. I don't believe him. I don't think he's the thank you type. Maybe on Thanksgiving. And then CNC's running. That's cool. I don't know what else is going on. Move is lagging. It resets at the end of the day. So like if you go on the TOS one, it's not going to show up. Oh, why am I yawning? I might need me some carbo. A long time on that beat so I could listen to it. Oh, it's here. The market moves, the bonds move, healthcare, and Bradley Frizzle and the page. Oh, no. Oh, my brother. Let's go. Peach Nation, it's a Tuesday. A happy one. A good one. And the Merry Christmas. Oh, I'm thankful for 5-6 years of the peach, dog. Are you kidding me? Man, Zelensky could learn a thing or two from the peach, I feel like. I feel like every world leader could learn from the peach. I'm telling you, the more and more we talk about it, the peach is more reliable than Jerome Powell. You know that? I'm sorry, Bradley Frizzle. We should have directed all of our Jerome Powell praise towards you. Because my goodness, the peach will remain. And what if he leaves after? What if he is Powell? Because I'm assuming the peach will remain, God willing, after Jerome Powell leaves. But oh my goodness, CCJ and EWC. I saw that in the morning. That might be a delay, or it's not gonna hit. Yeah, there was like a Canada-India thing in the morning. The peach don't own a suit. No, the peach, Bradley Frizzle's profile picture is in a suit. It's been in a suit. I would argue Bradley Jerome Frizzle, he had a suit before Zelensky. He does.
We make policy.
Fed leaning towards
Gotta
cut.
go back. What's also interesting,
All right,
Sarah,
baby, I'm gonna go to the bathroom.
is they've been
Shout out to
employing
me.
large
Shout out
language
Antonio.
models.
Market's moving back
before
up
they
there, taking
became
note
the
of low
flavor of the
ticker.
month on Wall
Why
Street
Coca-Cola is
in order to
flushing, but
figure
high
out
ticker
what
is starting
all
to gas
that
up
Fed
again.
talk means.
Almost on all,
and so
all
somehow,
RPM
some way,
gauges.
the market is able to get it right what the Fed's going to do, even with 19 people talking multiple times between meetings.
Yeah, no, market structure has evolved, technology has evolved, the media has evolved since those days of the briefcase. It's hard to imagine that you can put this genie back in the bottle, Steve.
But that's not what he was arguing. That's not what he was arguing for, was he? Besant?
No, I think Besant is angry at the presidents because they're more hawkish than the governors. I think that's it. He's getting a lot of pressure from the president for rate cuts. He also said that 3 of them live in New York, and I can't really figure out that that's true. I don't think that's accurate. But I'm gonna posit that the combination of me and Sarah, we're better than the large language model. At least I think so.
100%. Agree. Okay, I have one more question about this, just of where the votes are going to come down. I didn't watch the Myron interview, but I think the question for him is whether he dissents, because he's been dissenting in favor of a deeper cut, because now the rate cut is at risk. In other words, will he vote with the committee if the way is for one cut?
Yeah, and what I don't know, Sarah, is if it doesn't come out, does he get a chance to re-vote and change his vote?
Right.
It's close. I mean, here's what I don't know. If you put that wall back up, guys, I know we want to move on, but you put that wall back up, I don't know how many of those people in that yellow zone go over and go side with the chairman.
Natty Light is owned by Anheuser-Busch? Are you sure? I swear it was on their website. I guess we got to go back to Blue Moons then. But Blue Moons are expensive. Back in my day, back when I was in college, I remember Blue Moon was like a high quality drink. Yeah, SPY's starting to rip though. And there you go. It looks like it's broadening out, and then a couple of those names that were down earlier are coming back up. Luxurious. Natty Light and Busch Light are the same. Again, casinos too. They've been hot all day. Blue Moon still is. Dude, the only thing is a Blue Moon is like, do you know how many calories are in a Blue Moon? Those wheat beers, dog, those are not healthy. I don't think drinking poison is healthy either, but, you know, that's another topic. But yeah, they have a lot in there. It's literally like drinking bread. It really is. Oh, man. All right, yeah, even healthcare is going up. A couple of new poppers right there, SMX and Zeta. Those are waking up. Even though they're up, how does it only have 18 highs at fucking 6%? That's amazing. And then Robinhood, 40 highs. How is Tap doing? Are you a distributor? How's the beers? How are they selling? Because again, it's been bad. I mean, that's why we got a good price on them. But all of them. Fermented bread. It's kind of wild when you think about it. What the fuck? Anheuser-Busch is up on the year? I think, at least in Brussels. Dio's down 28. STZ's down 40. So Tap's not even doing that bad compared to some of those. Heineken is up in AMS. Yeah, and then in Brussels, the home country of Anheuser, where they're based, you could get Bud here, but they're up. Drinking poisoned bread. It sounds like a Renaissance fair or something. Bud Light Orange? I don't remember. All I remember of Bud Light, was it Bud Light? What's up? That was the greatest marketing campaign ever. I don't think people understand. That was the greatest, dude. What up? Now they're down 50%. Everyone rotating into recessionary stocks. I mean, they've been doing it all month. I mean, it's not, especially when there's like a little bit of fear, they get a lot more of a bid. But another way to put it is long duration as well. That depends on the quality of like liquidity and other things. But, you know, anything with staples are year-to-date lagger. Those are getting a lot of bids. That's why I let me remind you guys, it's been a long time, but please go look at the names that are down on the S&P. There are so many, and there's so many good ones, and you don't need to wait for Wall Street to start rotating in billions of dollars at a time, because, yeah, there's some good pickups out there. So, and then think next year, man. This year is pretty much over. We got Halloween holidays, Thanksgiving on Thursday. And then before you know it, bro, we're going to be just December. And then halfway through December, most people take off. I don't know. I might either take off the whole month of December, or I will go after like December 11th or December 12th. And then we'll see. But then depending on where I go or if I go anywhere, I'll try to bring a computer. Maybe for the locked in guys, I might do some vlogs for you. Random, or if I could stream, because I've been doing that lately, where like I take my computer, and if I take my computer and they have internet, I could go live. So, or I could do it from a phone. But I don't want to go live in Europe, because if I go to Europe and go live, someone's gonna stab me. Dog, I told you, didn't I tell you guys that? Like, I used to talk shit, bro. Like, I'm an American. We have guns. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not, like, what the fuck? And I always thought these, like, Europeans with their little sword fights. I was like, that's not really that scary. And then I saw one. I saw a video of, like, 15 motherfuckers with little shanks just running after a dude. I'm like, okay, that's terrible. I don't know. You know, maybe they're a little tougher than I thought. And then nobody has guns. You only could throw like a rock at them or something, dude. It's fucked up. Oh no, it's terrifying. Like, bro, imagine a bunch of dudes on a fucking scooter, an electric scooter, just running you down, bro, just trying to fucking shank you. Nah, I'm not down. I'm not down. You had a huge push for TAP's portfolio. You hit the goal. Looks good, but definitely fluff numbers. Sales are down for the year. It's still profitable with price increases. Nice. Is that how does it for everybody else? Because I feel like all of it, man. Alcohol has been in the gutter. That's why, like, again, the generation. I think people say it's the generational shift, but I think eventually those guys will start drinking, or at least it's leveling out. But then it's kind of like when everybody says, the economy, is it booming or it's not really booming? But then you go look at these companies' earnings. I mean, they're making billions and billions of dollars. So CCJ's going up. I mean, you had a Canada reiteration on that headline, but that one came Canada, India. That was from the morning too. And then Sanofi too, that little investigation, it gapped down, but it didn't really move. And then SPY's gently moving up. You're going to have to, Nvidia came back up. Nvidia's back up 4. Or back up from down 7, only down 4 now. I don't think young guys care about health. Man, like 2 years ago, I saw a bunch of young kids fucking inhaling nitrogen out of a flavored can to get screwed up. I don't believe that. I think it has to do with the economy. It's expensive to go out. You can't fucking, there's no third place to hang out that isn't expensive. And then you guys are weird. I mean that in love, because I used to sit in my room and play Halo all day. But like, yeah, dude, we went to college, you partied. But like, dude, I just feel like the social dynamic, there's just a lot less social activity. It's all online nowadays. You guys now have cell phones, you have more internet, you have all of this stuff to interact on the internet and just not with real people. Not to mention, like, people will, like, you guys are scared of getting embarrassed. That's why I remember we talked about that. Like, the young guys, they don't care if you're like, you're stupid, you're dumb. They're like, haha, yeah. But if you say, like, you're embarrassing, everybody thinks you're this, the chat thinks you're this, they get fucking distraught. You know, and they're scared of getting, like, filmed. So, like, you know, think about it. You go out in public and have, like, an embarrassing moment. Back in my day, motherfucker, what, you were gonna post it on fucking MySpace or Facebook? Like, did it, like, nobody cared. But then now you'll get fucking, if it's dumb enough, you'll go viral, and then you'll be embarrassed for the rest of your life. So the kids are worried about that, and I think it's changed some of the social dynamics. Yeah, I know. Asia, Japan, dude, they still fucking smoke stoves. It's crazy. So yeah, that's why I think the young generation kind of stopped drinking. It's just a different social environment, both expensive and, like, you know, it is kind of dumb. Like, even my generation, we were like, why the fuck do you want to spend thousands of dollars to stand around in a club? It, like, you know, it's kind of weird. But that used to be really popular for some. But like I'm saying, I think the social aspect of the drinking, it's changed a lot. And some generations are much more worried about other things. Well, we did have cameras at some point, and, like, it just wasn't frowned upon, though. Like, people liked it. Like, do you remember, the kid's like a weird scammer now, but I remember I'm Schmacked, and they used to, like, film the college parties, and people loved it. And it was like, what? Yeah, dad. You know, like, they loved it. But now, yeah, now people get put on blast. And now it's like, well, look at this guy. Look at this guy. Oh my gosh. But yeah, I think that had the biggest effect on alcohol. I mean, I didn't like alcohol. I mean, I think even then, like, alcohol, it's terrible for you. But it was a very social activity, and I think people are less social, or they're social in a different way. Most people get more comfortable on the internet from the younger generations. You could kind of just tell by how somebody drinks, you could tell where they're social, where they stand socially, of, like, what they prefer as a social activity. Bro, no one looks at your Zynga. Holy shit. Bro, I remember Zynga. That's crazy. They go to raves and music festivals and do harder drugs. I think that is true too. That's the weird part. You're like, alcohol? Nah. Fucking Molly? Yeah. Let's go. Let's fucking Shrooms? Oh, yeah. No, I need it for PTSD. That's why I take it every day when I don't have anything to worry about. What? You gonna get PTSD from your Shrooms trip, dog. Calm down. No, it's good for you. They did a study. They did a study that said you dumb as fuck. Now, you read that study? Yeah, it's called TikTok. It fucked your head up. You stopped drinking once I realized how fat I was getting? Oh, yeah, that'll do it. I feel, dude. Dude, you get a little belly gut. It's calories, man. You get, or like a beer gut is real. Like, anything, if you don't care about anything else, like, dude, it gets you fat. It's such a weird, that's why too, though, Ozempic stops drinking, because, like, it stops your, you know, you can't consume that much. It's kind of getting rid of that, but yeah, there's also a Ozempic alcohol link too. Sober coming up 4 fantastic years. Let's go, baby. I love it. Congratulations, man. And you know what I like about that too? I'm sure you saved a lot of money. You know that? Imagine now your little drinking habit turned into a little long-term habit. Oh, same goes for the potheads. Same goes for the potheads. Do you know that? You guys could add. You guys, listen, if you stop smoking pot, if you smoke weed, why am I calling it pot like I'm a fucking boomer? You're smoking the pot, the devil's lettuce? But if you smoke a bunch of weed, you guys know it's like $2 to $3 grand a year. So like low key, like the small long term, that's a pot habit. Let's see. Let's log in. Jazz cabbage? I've never heard that, dog. What the fuck? Jazz cabbage? What? Where'd I go? I just had the Schwab open. Oh, I guess it disappeared. Tell me why. Yeah, son. So yeah, this is a pot habit. So if you smoke like every day, I think I saw a calculation on it the other day. It was like depending on how much you smoke, but most of like the real potheads, like if you actually smoke like every day or like I don't know, a blunt a week or something. I don't know the dynamics. I don't know, it all depends. But like yeah, this is a pot habit. $300 a month. Would you say how many of you still smoke a bunch of weed? You're definitely spending $200 a month. I would say $300 a month. Yeah, you're definitely doing $300 a month if you really smoke a lot of weed. So, yeah, that's $3,600 a year. I mean, some people will be like, it's not much if you make a lot, but at the same time, like, it's legitimately 4, 5, 6 years. We're talking like 30 grand. It's kind of nuts. No, that's not 2 ounces a month. I mean, I don't know, bro. I remember back in my day, an ounce was like, whoa. I remembered. I listened to Too Much Currency and Wiz Khalifa smoking on an ounce. But yeah, nah, like, I don't know I think it's expensive if you buy it, like, it's either you do it a lot or if you buy it from, like, the legalized stores because they tax you. You do 5K a year, smoke for free. Okay, well now I'm gonna snitch on you because that means you sell the drugs. No, I know how it works, dog. We've all lived the same life, dumbass. That's what I've noticed about that chat. I know half of you are like, nah, Josh, nah, man, I don't pay for it. Oh yeah, how do you not pay for it? Oh yeah, I know exactly what you're doing. Uh-huh. Yeah. Oh, you're growing it? Bullshit. Why would you grow it? That's not even fucking strategic economically. Come on. Comparative advantage. Why would you should, come on, dog. Come on. I taught you better than that. So yeah, turn it to a long term. You on the stock market in 2020 with this mindset? Put away the weed, started putting into the market. I mean, a lot of Chads have, bro. For real. It's not only do I think it's like a good habit for your life and success. I mean, I'm very proud of a lot of y'all who did that because I think a lot of you did realize it and you're like, hey, let me put this towards money. And then, before you know it, you have a new addiction. It's called the long term. I like the long term addiction. It's fun. You get to look at stuff. You don't get to like do as much in the same way. But yeah, you do get to it's an addiction. You get to check your long term every day. You get to look at it, go about it, and then you're good to go. You want to quit? Well, try it, dude. I mean, hey, that's kind of the good part about weed, unless you're smoking the like chemical shit nowadays. But even then, like, that's the only thing I like about weed is that out of almost any other like thing you ingest daily, if that's the habit you've gotten into, it's probably the easiest one to stop. So you could fucking go make a long term today. Start next time, instead of buying a fucking ounce, apparently that's what you guys buy, I would go put it into the long term, do that for a couple months and see. You could drive with the long term in the car and not be paranoid. No, amen. I mean, it depends where you live. It's crazy. Like, you smell weed everywhere in Cali. Once the long term does start accumulating, it does get addicting. It really does. Cigarettes is another one. Well, that's why we bought MO. You know, if you took your cigarette addiction and just bought the stock instead, that one goes a long way. Kinetic. What's this? KNTK, 2% pop. Again, we're still up. A lot of the tech is kind of, you're picking winners and losers right now, but overall, SPY, equal weight, it's starting to run, man. Orbs and coin? What's this? Check orbs. They got a pop. About 2%. It's low volume, low liquidity, but speculation that they're going to buy them, or are we talking just a deal? All right, well, Chad has some headline. Ugh. There's only December contracts. I'm not, you could take, I'll leave them for you guys. Put in a bid lower than the ask if you want them. Don't get the 5-cent one. That's really far out. Speculation, coin, we're looking to actively invest. World coin portfolio has been ahead of the curve. Wait, is orbs? Is that world coin? Is this Sam? Oh, man. Weren't we just talking about this dumb shit? Well, well, well. Tell me why. UPS, bro. Flush. Whoa, down like 1 or 2. UPS. Like I said, I don't really like a lot of these trades this week. Oh, they already jacked those spreads horrendously. I would get a little bit more time. They just fucked those. They're literally up 100%. Jeez. All right, there's one. I don't know if they're going to hit, dude. Yeah, UPS. That was 2% on big volume, and it's coming back. Check UPS there. Those are hard. Oh, I'm not going to take it. I'll give it to you. That's the one I would have taken, but I'm going to leave it for you. Yeah, FedEx too. Like I'm saying, bro, it's fucking computer land right now. I don't think we could scalp the same news hits. You get what I'm saying? That's what I meant by this morning, where it's like, I don't think you're going to get the same flips on some of the headlines. Yeah, it's not moving. That's why I said that one. Yeah, the 85, that was the one that was the only. You guys, and then look at, you guys added liquidity. The fucking ash dropped. That was the only one there that was fair price. All the other ones jacked up, and then it just moved up another 1%. But watch out for those. Something either happened, or again, you're fighting the computer. Oh, indeed, brethren. It is push-up time. We're a little late. Bop, bop, bop. Stand up. When I long term, you long term. Just like that. All right, man. Trust to the sun. Oh, excuse me. Flex the core. Tuck the hips in. Move your body, dude. Come on. You guys better do this now. You don't get it. Y'all playing around, bro. Y'all better make use of your push-ups right now. You know why? Because it's about to be holiday season. What do you think happens during the holidays? You just gonna eat and not move, bro. You gonna eat and not move. You better start moving right now. I'm already getting sore, bro. I didn't get to work out yesterday, man. I had to fucking hit the farm up. That's it. But I moved around a little bit, but then I didn't have time to even lift. I was just walking around. Oh, yeah, but move. Washington State is increasing sales tax on tobacco and nicotine products by 95%. Jeez. Surprised they didn't move. Yeah, bro, I'm doing a lunge right now, and then I got to do the wall stretch. I mean, it's so crazy, though, how, like, these individual taxes in, like, certain states, it really alters prices, man. Like, just because they're getting insane now. Like, a 95 increase on, a excise tax is fucking nuts. That's like you're pretty much getting taxed 40%. I think it's 20% in Cali. I'm sure Washington was probably similar. But then, like I told you guys, with gas, like, it's actually insane that gas has dropped so much almost everywhere. But then your boy fucking Newsom in Cali, dude, gas, you're paying almost $1 a gallon in just pure tax right at the pump. Did I tell you that story when I was a kid? My parents took me to like a Orthodox Egyptian church. This is a bad story, you guys. I don't know if I think I've told you this. But they took me, Nvidia says they're delighted by Google's success. Jensen's just a happy guy, bro. The stock goes down. But my mom took me to this like Orthodox Christian church. And they all like wore the outfits, and they had like these big ass beards and all that. And then this was during 2001. This was like after 01. And apparently I thought that it was Osama when I was a kid. And I was like really sketched out, and I was telling my mom we need to report it. Because I was like, yo, that's Osama. And I said he's a wanted fugitive right now. Because I was really aware of the politics at the time. But yeah. That was my last Orthodox Coptic experience. Never went back. I'm still on to them. Yeah, man. STZ on the high, too. All right, I got to hit the wall stretch. So please let me see if I could play you some propaganda.
Food. It difference.
And then what about the demand side, Amar? China appears to still be driving a lot of the demand, even though it has adopted EVs faster.
That is correct. So by our numbers, China's demand over the first 10 months of this year is up 400,000 barrels per day. And that's compared to our own forecast of 280 for the full year. And that's primarily because even though they've adopted EVs quite significantly, the share of EVs has gone up in the vehicle sales quite a lot. But they still remain an industrial powerhouse, and industrial activity has been quite strong this year.
Yeah, I guess it takes also a lot to produce EVs. It's not just about the consuming EVs. This is one of the points that the Aramco CEO made earlier to me a few weeks ago.
As for retail consumer-facing prices, I think RBOB's probably down double digits year on year. I wonder to what degree that's going to actually make its way to the consumer, at least here stateside.
Yeah, I mean, so if you look at what we have in our balances, we have a 1.7 million barrels per day of surplus for next year. And we think that that's comfortably in the price. The forward curve for crude right now is sitting at $62 per barrel. Our forecast of 66 is only $4 ahead of that. And as I mentioned, refined product cracks, including RBOB cracks, have been boosted a little bit over the past few months because of refinery outages in Russia and the fact that there's very little refining capacity, which is spare outside of China right now. And so that's why we have a situation in which cracks have been a little bit higher. So if we get some sort of a ceasefire, maybe you could get some respite for like sort of end consumers over here in the U.S.
Interesting. That'll be a key story for 26. Maybe talk more about it as we get closer. Amar, thank you. Good to see you. Amar Singh over at Barclays today.
Thank you for having me.
Up next, Michael Burry doubling down against big tech. The famed short seller doubting Nvidia's financials now. The company is fighting back. Those details on the other side of the break.
Bump, bump, bump. I put Jesus on the. I'd rather hear this. You guys know I love this sound. It's the only thing I like from Bloomberg now. I love it. We should get this beat sampled. Alright, man, that was good. I kind of want to stretch a little bit more, but move around in place. My left side psoas has been tight, dude. And then I get one day of like not working out, bro, and it just like tightens up. Calm. I saw that's another food name. I don't know if it's because of the what's it called? The war. MSTR is trying to go up. Does anybody know about the thing? Because I don't. Where's Elliot? Who follows MSTR or Zero? Who follows it closely? Because like I don't really watch. I don't look at the little updates they give. What was it that he missed? Because don't they? He was supposed to give like a daily update or something, and then they didn't do it, or a weekly update. And that was like the bad news. And then SPY's going higher. Memory stocks. SanDisk trying to go up. There's Bobo. Yes, big time. So yeah, what was it? Can you explain it? Give us a run. He missed the buy. So was he supposed to buy, or does he just give you like an update like Kathy Woods, where he would like give you the thing? Didn't buy last week with all the preferred stock. Bamp a damp a damp bamp. Amazon, Tesla going up. Weren't they just flushing? But yeah, man, I think we're starting to keep melting. Like this is what I was saying. If you just made a play, held it for the swing, you'd be better. But we are above a couple of these levels. Remember, 68.50, 67.40 to like 67.60. These are the baby levels to get you back to the historic day. And then really 68.50, that's like the big melt up target. But I don't know if you'll hit that in a day. You might need a catalyst. Remember, today's news flow, very, very small, but it feels like the high ticker has been fully gassed most of this time. Again, there's WDC. Giggly. Google's chilling. Lulu. Slabby NT. Loading up my Bloomberg TV. I don't watch CNBC. Still subscribe to Joshua, but they still banning me. I think I just missed my exit. The market maker wouldn't let me trade. Is that I could work on it. We could get it going. I'm sorry. Healthcare. Oh, I should have went P. And materials? I did it on accident. But yeah. And then Merry Christmas, guys. I hope XBI was a great gift. I gave you all one, and that was good. Nvidia, they say, remains a key supplier to Google and continues to lead AI hardware industry. So again, Nvidia has recovered 2-3% from one point. So he paused his buying. That's what it was. He said he couldn't say how much he bought recently. I don't know if the delisting thing is real, but I think people are pushing for it. Gilead, remember there was a biotech yesterday that was tied to Gilead? And then, yeah, you're still slowly melting up, man. It's a lot of the equal weight breakdown. Remember, at one point it was like, what, 430 in the green? And then you're 30 minutes off Euro close, so you've gotten over your other short-term momentum catalyst. You got 24 green on the Dow, 6 in the red. So one more name went red. NASDAQ 73 green, 22 in the red. That's amazing. And then 418 in the green, 85 in the red on the SPY. Oh, the turkey pardon. Yeah, bro. This is all computers, bro, and it's all very, very slow. Oh, I was thinking Merck. These spreads are shitty. That's why it just melts up and then, yeah, your asks are just already high. Unity on the high now too, only 14 highs. Yeah, Unity's about to go red to green. And then again, more names on the SPY. I mean, it's like what, 20 to 85 names tops that are red, less than 100 names all across the market. So yeah, you're still working your way up. Not really much headlines. The big one was the TPU Nvidia from the morning. There was retail sales and PPI, but none of that was, again, another set of economic data that was nothing like the worries that you've had for a year. A ka-ching. Ka-chow. Let's see where the White House is at. Yeah, it's the turkey pardonings coming up. They just started a minute ago. So watch your speakers because I put it on, I have the audio up. So whenever they go live. Intel trying to go. Dude, there was a headline on Intel and Google related to something with the TPUs, but then again, no love. Ain't no love in the heart of the Intel. Ain't no love with Pat the Rat. Now everybody got a problem with Pat. What's all the fussing for? Because he's selling more? NASDAQ pairs decline? Oh, no way. Yeah, hold up. So remember I was telling you, I was like, worst case, I mean, this NASDAQ, that probably could have went red today or stayed red, but nah, you're even getting a lift on the NASI. So again, it kind of just hit break even and then kind of came down, but it's looking good. You're at the bottom end. Again, 67, like 32 to 38. and then 67, 66, and then back to the 68s. All right, SPY's starting a rip. What did I tell E-Trade? I don't know. What are you talking about? Yo, is there a bond auction? Yo. Zelensky, Ukraine is ready to move forward with peace deal framework. Deal framework with Trump in Europe. This could be off the peace news. But yeah, bond just got hit. I don't know if it's a bond auction. It's only 9. And then, dude, I forgot to open the wire again. Oh, the wire won't load. Kevin Hassett seen as frontrunner for Trump's Fed pick. Yeah, where'd the wire go? That's crazy. Bond just got murdered on it. So literally, the rumor coming out that Hassett emerged as the frontrunner nears an end. That's it. Remember, what's his name? Besant said we're going to know before Christmas. There's no way that caused a quarter-point drop on TLT. That's so weird. And then somebody is suing SAP. It didn't really react. Yeah, so watch out. It might start going up, though. I think that should be a little bullish, to be honest. Because it's a Trump guy. At least it's not someone new, but I think maybe people really thought it would have been Besant. Loading on my F-350. Not good news. I think it's just in relation, having a new Fed person that can move it around. Bowman or Waller, nah, I don't think so anymore. After, everybody on the Fed's a jackass. I love you guys. I'm sorry, Fed people. I still respect Jerome Powell, and I still think at other times he was probably one of the best Fed chairs we've ever had. But, no, I think the Fed is too corrupt. That's why, he has to, in a weird way, he has to promote a Fed chair, from the squad. I don't think they're going to promote from within the agency. They have to get a Trump. They need somebody really close to the team because at this point, it's, they're all idiots in an odd way. I like Bowman and Waller, though. I really do. I mean, I like Goolsbee for a little bit until... He loved Golden Path until it was the literal Golden Path, and he's like, nah. All right, well, watch. SPY's going to keep going. You got update here on potential Fed pick, and then bonds are probably going to move around. And then we're going to get the Turkey pardoning, and then other than that, though, just one way, man. Melt-a-rooney. Melt-a-roon, Chattadoon. Gas tank still on empty. Oh, what was this? I want to see this clip. Oh, the AP has a video up already. They have an ice cream cup? Shopify, again, high ticker's almost fully gassed. Even materials and industrials are doing very well. I haven't looked at financials. Yeah, they're even up too. So you're killing it, man. And now Microsoft's barely green, but that's going to help support the NASDAQ. NASDAQ is now green. If this continues, man, we'll be 3 days in a row after 3 down weeks in a row. So look at that. Mars. Yeah, bro. High taker all day. So melting away. Melting away. Apparently, Scott Bessent was telling everybody to shut up.
President Trump announcing that he will be visiting Beijing in April following a phone call with Chinese President Xi.
This earlier?
The two continued their discussions on China's agreement to purchase U.S. soybeans while the U.S. lowers tariffs on China. Joining us right now with more on the U.S.-China trade latest is Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent.
Yeah, bro. Nick Timmerhouse is trying
Mr.
to
Secretary, thank you very much for being with us this morning.
Good morning, Becky. Good morning, Andrew.
Why don't we start with this latest, what we're seeing right now, and what we've heard from this conversation with President Trump and President Xi. The readouts from the two countries were a little different. Obviously, the United States has a very important push on making sure that China does step up its purchases of soybeans. How is that going?
Yeah, IWM's up almost 2, but I'm surprised the NASDAQ, man. Again, you were down, what, 7%
Trump initiated
on
the
like
call
3
30
big tech
days
names at one point.
After the historic
it's
meeting
good now
in
if you don't have the
Busan, South
Microsoft
Korea,
pressure.
between
Apple
the
was
two
already
leaders.
up in the morning.
They have a great relationship. And as far as the soybeans, the Chinese are right on schedule in terms of the cadence of their purchases. Over the next 3.5 years, we're going to see the 87.5 million metric tons purchase by the Chinese minimum, and they are right on schedule.
There have been some reports coming from China where they're taking.
Alrighty. Thank you. Donald, free the turkey, Donald. Good. DraftKings going up. Oh yeah, Bitcoin. I forgot. Dude, Bitcoin is a mess still. It's crazy how much better the market feels. Because again, on these days, that kind of was the canary. But yeah, it is coming back. But it's not doing much. I wouldn't even say coming back is the right word.
A very important beast. On behalf of the First Lady and the entire Trump family, I want to wish all Americans a very, very happy Thanksgiving. It's a great time of the year, and our country is doing really well, economically, like we've never done before. Today, we continue a time-honored American tradition. Well, that's a well-trained turkey. See how happy he is? In a few moments, I will grant a full, absolute, and unconditional presidential pardon to 2 handsome Thanksgiving turkeys, and this is their lucky day. This is a lucky day for them. But before going any further, I want to make an important announcement because you remember last year, after a thorough and very rigorous investigation by Pam Bondi and all of the people at Department of Justice, the FBI, the CIA, the White House Counsel's Office, and the Department of Everything. We have a Department of Everything. You know what that is? I think that's called the White House. Into a terrible situation caused by a man named Sleepy Joe Biden. He used an auto pen last year for the turkey's pardon. So I have the official duty to determine, and I have determined that last year's turkey pardons are totally invalid, as are the pardons of about every other person that was pardoned other than, where's Hunter? No, Hunter's was good. That was the one pardon, Pam, that was good, right? The rest of them are all invalid. I don't know what the hell you're going to do about that, but now we're going to take a little of the joking. That is a mess. But they're hereby null and void. The turkeys known as Peach and Blossom last year have been located, and they were on their way to be processed. In other words, to be killed. But I have stopped that journey, and I am officially pardoning them. And they will not be served for Thanksgiving dinner. We saved them in the nick of time. This one has plenty of time, but they were saved in the nick of time. We're thrilled to be joined today by Vice President J.D. Vance, Second Lady Usha Vance, their daughter Mirabelle, and along with Attorney General Pam Bondi, Secretaries Marco Rubio, Scott Bessent, Pete Hegseth, Brooke Rollins, Howard Lutnick, Linda McMahon, Scott Turner, Administrator Lee Zeldin, who's done a great job. A nuclear power plant gets approved in less than a week, okay? I'm only kidding, but pretty close to that. And we have more. Where's Lee? Stand up, Lee. One of my great superstars. Thank you. It used to take 20 years before you got rejected when you put in an application. Now we're doing them in a matter of weeks, right? And that's why we have the biggest plants anywhere in the world. We're leading in AI. We're leading in everything. Our auto plants are pouring back into our country. Wait till you see the jobs coming with them. But many of them are under construction, but Lee's done a great job in getting those approvals. I appreciate it very much. FBI Director Kash Patel, who's been very busy doing a great job. Also, thank you, Kash. Along with members of, see, you got a following, Kash. Along with members of Congress, and in particular, I want to mention Jason Smith and David Rozier. Where are those two guys? Come on, stand up, fellas. What good people. Jason knows more about the tax code than any living human being. He knows so much, we don't even want to hear about it, right? Too complicated. We're going to make it a simpler code. But we did in the great big beautiful bill that was just passed, your imprints all over that, and it's amazing. The biggest tax cuts in the history of our country for middle income people. The biggest tax cuts in the history of our country for middle income people. And the biggest jobs bill ever passed, and nobody thought we could get that one done. I'm glad. We actually put 4 years, actually probably 8 or 10 years, but we put 4 years worth of material into one great big beautiful bill. So that worked out very well, and I want to thank everybody for working on it. JD, that was a great well, you know, we were going to do it in small bills. We're going to have 18 bills and do it along the process. I'm glad, Scott, that we got it done. Because dealing with these Democrats, I think that was our one shot. But we have it all in one great big beautiful bill. Thanks as well to the chairman of the National Turkey Federation and the CEO of Butterball. That's a big deal. Jay Jandren. Where's Jay? Thank you. Stand up, Jay. Thank you very much. Along with his wife Leslie and their 3 children, as well as the farmer who raised these 2 magnificent birds, Travis Pittman, and Wayne County, North Carolina. I won Wayne County by a lot. That means you had to vote for Trump, I think. I won by 92%. I like Wayne County. They're doing all right, right? And this is like a record-setting turkey that's going to be saved. The turkeys being pardoned today go by the names of Gobble and Waddle. When I first saw their pictures, I thought we should send them, well, I shouldn't say this. I was going to call them Chuck and Nancy. But then I realized I wouldn't be pardoning them. I would never pardon those 2 people. I wouldn't pardon them. I wouldn't care what Melania told me. Darling, I think it would be a nice thing to do. I won't do it, darling. These are 2 of the largest turkeys ever presented to an American president, over 50 pounds each. It's the largest we've ever had. And those are big turkeys. Are they as good as the normal-sized turkey? Better or as good? Do they tend to be a little fatty, maybe? No, he said no. He knows the turkey business. Anyway, despite their size, Secretary Kennedy has formally certified that these are the first ever Maha turkeys. I don't know if I agree with that. These are Maha. In other words, they could be fat, but they're still Maha. They've been fattened on a steady diet of grass, beef, to allow the smoothies and all of the other things that they've been eating for this occasion. This was a really big occasion, but they've eaten every fattening food that you can eat. We wanted to really make them special, and they really are. They're like record-setting. I've never seen a turkey that big before. Are they violent at all? Will they attack as I walk over? Because if they were, I'll stay right up here. But as you know, we're a tough on crime administration. We are tough on crime. You know, our border had 0 people coming in for the last 7 months, right? 0. I mean, even I find that hard to believe to be. They had millions and millions of people pour into our border from prisons, from mental institutions, gang members, drug dealers. They poured in to our country like We were stupid people. We're not stupid people anymore. But nobody's ever seen anything. The job that they've done on the Tom Homan, Kristi Noem, the whole group, the job they've done on the border is almost like a miracle. We have, and the people that make these statistics that said zero, they've said zero for the last 7 months. I can't, it has to be like a few people got in, but they say zero. And they're radical left Democrats to do the scoring. So I can't imagine they did that for us. The truth is, we have no people coming into our country illegally. It's an amazing statistic, and I'm very proud of it. And we have the most people working in the United States today, by far, than we ever had in the history of our country. So those are all good numbers. But instead of pardons, some of my more enthusiastic staffers were already drafting the paperwork to ship Gobble and Waddle straight to the terrorist confinement center in El Salvador. And even those birds don't want to be there. You know what I mean? It was a tough. I'd like to thank the president of that country. They do a rather efficient job. It's got to be the largest prison in history. I've never seen anything like it. And a lot of people are behaving on our streets now. You know, Washington, D.C. is considered a safe zone. This was one of our most unsafe places anywhere in the United States. It is now considered a totally safe city. I won't tell you about murders. We're having murders, like a lot of murders, on a weekly basis. We haven't had a murder in 6 months. And it doesn't sound good even to say that. We haven't had a murder in 6 months. But when you are averaging 1 and even sometimes 2 a week, and you haven't had 1 in 6 months, you can walk with your family down the middle of any street, go to a restaurant, you won't get in. They're opening new restaurants all over, and it's really been a beautiful thing to see. So Washington, D.C. is now a totally safe city. And a year ago, it was a criminal mess. We removed, Pam, 1,700 people, career criminals, and people that came to this city from Venezuela and many other places. They were let out of prisons, and they came here. They were Tren de Aragua, a lot of Tren de Aragua, that's from Venezuela. And we got them all the hell out of our country, or they're in prisons now. And you can walk down any street in Washington, and you're going to be just fine. And I want to thank the National Guard. I want to thank Pete Hegseth. The job you've done here is incredible. And I hear you having the same kind of success in Memphis, Tennessee, where you had an even worse situation. And Memphis crime is down 64% in 3 weeks. And by the time you have 4 or 5 weeks, you're going to have it down almost where there won't be crime. And we could do that in Chicago, by the way, if they would let us. If the mayor was a low IQ person, but he should understand this. This is a very serious thing. You saw all the crime that took place last night, the night before. The woman with the burning, they burned the woman. To be talking about that now, they burned this beautiful woman riding in a train. A man was arrested 72 times. 72 times, think of that. And they'll let him out again. The liberal judges will let him out again. But we're ready to go. You know, we've been moving toward Chicago. We have a governor that thinks it's wonderful that only like 7 people were killed this week. But we are moving toward doing it, and we're going to, if crime gets, it's horrible what's happening in Chicago. We could make Chicago a safe city in a period of 4 weeks. In a period of 8 weeks, 9 weeks, 10 weeks, it would be totally safe. And the people of Chicago want us to go there. And if you look at the crime that's taken place in Chicago in the last 2 weeks, just take a look. It's on the front page of every newspaper. It's out of control. The mayor is incompetent, and the governor is a big fat slob. He ought to invite us in, say, please make Chicago safe. We're going to lose a great city if we don't do it quickly. Make Chicago, we'll do the same thing as we did in D.C., the same thing as we did everywhere we've gone. It's become almost instantly safe. And I want to do it in Chicago. So Governor Pritzker, if you're listening, let's get your act together. Invite us in. We're going to make your place so safe. You're not going to have these crimes that are making the newspapers and the front page of every newspaper and television story, news story. We'll make Chicago a safe place very quickly. I looked at the various cases, granting mercy, discovering that the terrible trauma that everyone's going through. And I had a little bit of a Pritzker joke. I was going to talk about Pritzker in size, but when I talk about Pritzker, I get angry because he's not letting us do the job. So I'm not going to tell my Pritzker joke. They have a very cute little joke, you know. Some speechwriter wrote some joke about his weight, but I would never want to talk about his weight. I don't talk about people being fat. I refuse to talk about the fact that he's a fat slob. I don't mention it. On a more serious note, as we gather around the dinner table, I'd like to lose a few pounds too, by the way. And I'm not going to lose it on Thanksgiving, I can tell you that.
Ozempic.
Because I'm going to have
I won't call him a fat fucking slob.
I hope all Americans will have the chance to enjoy the fellowship of family and friends and renew our faith in God's providence. 1 year ago, we were a dead country 1 year ago. The King of Saudi Arabia said it to me. He said it to me actually 4 months ago when I was in Saudi Arabia, Qatar, UAE. He said, you know, 1 year ago, the United States was a dead country, and now you've got the hottest country anywhere in the world that do. We're the hottest country. We have $18 trillion being invested. As of now, we're not even close to being 1 year. The most ever was $2 trillion for a certain country I won't name when during the last administration. In 4 years, they had less than $1 trillion being invested in the country. In 9 months, we have over $18 trillion. It's a number that nobody has ever even thought possible. And that's in building plants and building so many things, investments in our country. Nobody's ever seen anything like it. But we have more people working. We have more people praying. The churches are coming back. I don't know if you've been reading that story, but religion is coming back to America. Some people say, oh, why would you mention that? To me, that's a big deal. And this Thanksgiving, we're also making incredible strides to make America affordable again. Walmart announced that the cost of their standard Thanksgiving meal is 25% lower than just 1 year ago. That's a big deal. According to the USDA, the price of Thanksgiving turkey is down 33% from its Biden-era highs. Potatoes are down 13%. Ham is down 15% compared to last Thanksgiving. So we are down to a level that we haven't seen in a long time. Egg prices are down 86% since March, and gasoline will soon be hovering around $2 a gallon. Under our leadership, we passed the largest tax cuts in history, the largest spending cuts in history, the largest regulation cuts in history, and we have fully secured our southern border. I've also ended 8 wars in 9 months, and we're working on that final war. It's not easy, but I don't know. I think we're going to get there. 25,000 soldiers, Ukraine, Russia. In the last month, 25,000 soldiers have died. So I think we're getting very close to a deal. We'll find out. I thought that one would have been gone quicker. We did 8. I thought that would have been an easier one, but I think we're making progress. In less than 1 year, we've accomplished more than most other administrations have accomplished in 8 years.
Now you got 1/3% on the NASDAQ, almost 2 on the Russell.
A very special Thanksgiving. We thank God for his many blessings and the great success that this country has seen in the short period of time. We draw strength from the love of family and friends, and we express our undying gratitude for the men and the women of the United States Armed Forces. We love them. We pray that peace and prosperity will continue to bless our land, and together we'll really just keep this great drive going to make America great again. MAGA, I think it's the greatest expression in the history of politics. Make America great again. So once again, Melania, thank you for doing such a great job and being such a great First Lady. And now let's go and give Waddle. Waddle, by the way, is missing in action, but that's okay. We'll pretend Waddle is here. The gift that they've been waiting for. And I'll move over and I will just say very nicely, Gobble your pardon. Come on, let's say it in front of Gobble. Thank you very much, everybody. gobble. I just want to tell you this very important. You are hereby unconditionally pardoned. Praise the Lord. Praise the Lord. Beautiful. That's nice. Who would want to harm this beautiful bird? That's good. That's good. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, everybody.
That tune, bro, the tune is copyrighted, so even if you like hum it, they'll like, nah, you can't hum it, son. I know. Well, that was good. I thought we get to see the turkeys like run around and shit. Trump said to favor Kevin Hassett. That's coming out again, but this time they're saying Trump, not Besant. From the mountain to the long term, to the NASDAQ on the high. Oh yes, the Grinch. I love Thanksgiving. Way better than Christmas. So yeah. Right, get it out of his face, though. He's so happy. Oh god, it's good looking out here. Zelensky told leaders of the coalition that they're willing that Europe must be directly involved in any security decisions about the content. Said Ukraine is ready to move forward on peace deal with Trump. What's SETI? C-E-T-Y? Oh, clean energy. It's already up 140. But yeah, you're getting more of the claims and then, or more of the Ukraine stuff. And then other than that, man, you're just melting away. Again, I think a swing trade still would have been best. I mean, some of the plays, even if you want to pick them now, you just got to be careful on the spreads. But welcome, man. The season now, it's working. Where's the daily? How does it look? So yeah, it actually looks a lot better. I mean, at one point, this would have been an all-time high in October. You're above the October 6th. So then, yeah, 1029. Not bad. Not bad, my friends. And then it's 9:30. You could do another set of push-ups. I was kind of stretching during all that. Gobble, gobble, GG. Oh my gosh, gobble gobble. BDX. But yeah, Chad, not a bad day. Not a bad day. Now we got to get into Philo. We have time for Philo though, but I got a good one for you. Other than that, good morning. I won't call him a fat slob. I won't talk about that. I mean, see if oil moves off of it, but then again, Trump didn't sound too optimistic. I mean, considering all the headlines, oil reaction, what Zelensky's saying, everything, yeah, it's actually pretty interesting. Coming from Zelensky, not from the White House. Yeah, he didn't sound too, because I think they're doing what they do every time. They like get a deal, then they kind of like agree on it, but then either Zelensky or Putin ends up being like, no, I want this, and then they change one part of it and then it just falls through. But that'd be cool, man, if we could get an end to that war. It's so different though. Like, do you guys, I don't know if you guys notice, is it because of the politics? Is it because people started focusing on Israel, Palestine? And then think about it, that one kind of ended, depending on how you look at it. But do you see how the, I feel like I don't hear about the Ukraine-Russia war the same way. I mean, it has been going on for quite some time, and they're still like, you know, but it's just not in. I don't see bumper stickers anymore. I don't see the same social reaction to it. Even when you bring up Russia, Ukraine, people just like don't respond anymore. Like, I remember people would terrorize you. They're like, you don't support it? You support it? And then they would go insane. But now, like, it just, I don't know, it kind of shows like the outrage kind of caused by a massive media onslaught. And then even then, like, and I was thinking about it too, it's kind of sad, but like, dog, it's only been like 2 months since they fucking brutally murdered Charlie Kirk. What the hell? I feel like everybody kind of got over that too, in a weird way. I was thinking about it yesterday. I was like, dude, they literally clapped homie. You know that? They really did. And I said, what? But yeah, I don't know. Like, they're just so, it's just crazy when like the media attention of things, it really changes perception. Because I have not, some of these topics, bro, it just, yeah, I just don't hear about them, or like people's reaction, whether they're big, whether it's a war, whether it's somebody killed, whatever it may be. It just like, it really depends on the media campaign, as odd as that may sound. Even if it's like breaking news, like again, the Charlie one, yeah, people, you know, it's not like something you advertise, but that was just shocking. And like literally, I mean, that guy, they took him off the board and he was, he just got killed. But yeah. Yeah, wasn't No Kings, weren't they gonna do something at the White House too? Weren't they like planning to like go and do something? I think it was in November. Okay, Meta's even going up now. Core Weave, all of them, bro. High ticker's like 90% of the way gas right now. It's a lot of tech, a lot of broadening out, and even in other sectors. From the long term. All right, boys. Not bad at all. No, Chipotle still, even Oracle's catching a bid. If Oracle or Nvidia goes green, that'll be insane. Yeah, because Nvidia's still down 3 after all that. CNC and the healthcare ones, now they're starting to get a little big. Where's Oscar? They're up 1. Yeah, let's not talk about how they had so much uncertainty to reach 60 on the VIX. The crazy part is that they're still doing it with this tariff inflation shit. That's what I'm saying with the Fed. I just can't believe it, but I don't know, man. If it doesn't get talked about, there could be some of the biggest events in the world or the smallest events in the world, depending on what goes through the campaign of TV, media, Twitter, and over and over and over again. It really does alter perception. Because, yeah, I don't know, man. The Ukraine thing, I'm glad. I really hope they do get a peace deal. I say this with all the wars because I am glad that they end, but, I mean, I don't know, bro. I remember when Russia, Ukraine was like everybody was so worked up about it. Like, I feel like if I went back in time a couple years ago and was like, you're going to get a peace deal, even the market would be moving a couple percentage points. But yeah, no, they're not there. Cracker Barrel up 9. Yeah, all these like laggers, the consumer lagging, the food ones. I mean, there was a good set of earnings today, like Abercrombie, Deck, even what's it called? Dick's Sporting Goods wasn't bad. See, they even went up actually. So, yeah, they're good consumer things. I mean, we could debate with the bifurcated K-shaped economy, but when it's all said and done, I mean, now even the buying in the market, the fear, the factor, getting your rate cut now, and a couple of other things. And then this time, at least, like we talked about, domestic DeepSeek, at least the money went to Google this time. Well, yeah, the crazy part about Charlie Kirk is that was recent. That's what I was thinking about. I was like, I feel like people have moved on and don't bring that up. You know, and like, again, I guess not everybody likes talking about death, I feel. But yeah, dude, that was 2 months ago. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's literally 2 months ago. So, oh no. Alrighty. give me a second. I know it is the TikTok attention rot. I need to get a pro.
It's a call, baby. Feels like it's gonna be a good day. Satan, hold on by your crib, that's that, that's ours, why wait, be great, that's that, no way, we changed, what's the plan, that's that, out my way, that's the play, new game, that's that, can't believe they mistook all my kindness, I can't believe they forsake all the guidance, I can't believe they couldn't see the timing, Father, think we should remind us. I'm free, no strings, no chains, that's that. One God, one king, one way, that's that. Sideburn, supreme, what you know about that? One thing before you leave, please don't come back. Never needed, then you needed Jesus. I'd rather have no friends than hang with demons. Your brother gonna show up when he needed, but can the two still walk with that agreement? Satan, hold on by your crib, that's that, that's ours, why wait, be great, that's that, no way, we change, what's the plan, that's that, out my way, that's the play, new game, that's that, wanna gamble, that's a game for the gods, what's the matter,
I thought you knew about the laws,
Father, why?
Alright, you guys will hear me smack on my protein every now and then. Unless we got some propaganda. Oh, we got some propaganda.
The idea of lower rates.
Are they talking about the Fed chair?
And I don't think this would be much of a surprise to those who would say
melting up,
that the
and
president wants
you're
to put
inching closer to
in that
getting
role
rid of
who
this,
is
man.
going to do what the president
Again, this will
says
be
he
your
wants him
highest
to do
high in
or
a
her to
couple of
do.
weeks, but like I'm saying, we get up to here, you still need to
be
set
clear,
a new
Scott,
high,
we don't
but
have confirmation
if you
of
could fill
this
that
story.
gap
We're
there,
running our
like I'm saying,
usual
before you
traps to
know
see
it,
if we can do so, but we
you will
have
be
not.
out of Chop City.
If
it's still
not
going to
that
be a
big
little
surprise,
tricky
I think,
here,
as you
but these
suggest,
next
that
couple days of
Hassett is a
computers,
front
and now,
runner, has been thought
even
to
if
be a front
think
runner
about
for a
it, bad
while.
Nvidia
The
news
two
doesn't.
Kevins is
If
the
this is
phrase
kind
that
of the
people
bottom of
use,
it, then
Porsche
that'll
and
be
Hassett.
great. But
we
watch out
did
for the
hear, and I was
overcrowding
able
and
to
the
report
emotion.
it several weeks ago, that they also liked Rick Reeder over at BlackRock. So that's a possibility out there as well. I think the story here is that the market, as you suggest, does see looser Fed policy coming from a Kevin Hassett-run Fed, and that would be for two reasons. One is principally he is one who is seen doing more of the president's bidding than perhaps some of the other candidates, and that would be a reason why he would be a front runner. The other reason, though, is not just doing the bidding, but more believing in the longer-term effects of the president's policies. One of the things that the Treasury Secretary and other administration officials have complained about is we're doing all these things that we think are going to bring down inflation in the future, increase growth, and allow you to run with a lower funds rate. The current leadership of the Fed is like, that's great, we'll react to that when it happens, but we're not going to do that preemptively. Whereas the thinking perhaps is that a Hassett-run Fed would be more likely to say, hey, you're doing all these things on the investment side, and there's this boom in productivity. We had Besson actually say that this morning, that he wants Powell to take the attitude towards productivity and technology investment that Greenspan took in '96, where quite famously he went against a bunch of the hawks in his committee and did not raise rates because he believed in the productivity that was coming from technology. Besson wants him to do that now. That Hassett more likely to do that than perhaps some of the other candidates.
Yeah, and I mean, Besson obviously saying on Squawk today too that they could actually name this person before Christmas. You know, also on the idea of the type of person that the president
Merry
would want.
Christmas, you get a
all
Fed
you need to do
a
is
good
look
Fed
at
chair.
the way that the Fed governor role was
Meta's
filled.
ripping, but headline senators
not to take
urge
anything
FTC
away,
to launch a
by
Meta
any
probe
stretch
over
from
scams on its
the bona
platform.
fides of Myron, but he was put in that role presumably to do what the president wanted him to do, and that's argue, and if he had to, vote for interest rates to be lower. I mean, can we Can we agree on that? Without being controversial, I don't think it's controversial.
Can we agree?
I don't think it's
Argentina,
I really disagree. No, it's not. It's also not controversial.
Do I listen to Candace Owens? Oh, I don't know if you guys want me to say this.
And that has never happened before.
I have the most out-of-pocket, out-of-character take. Because I even talked to this with my girl. I explained it. But I don't know if I could share it with you guys. You guys, I think I've been hanging around too many Chads, I think. That's the problem with what I'm about to say. Yeah, maybe I'll just say it on the locked in one. Maybe I'll just give it to the locked in. Or am I just advertising and marketing the locked in? Now you don't know. No, I don't know if I could. It's funny, but yeah. It's kind of yeah, we'll see what the other chat says. We'll give them some time. We'll see if it leads to a locked in purchase. I don't know. Say it? Oh shit. I think I am the greatest marketer. That's what they called me. Somebody said that. They said I'm the greatest marketer. I was like, okay, well, here it is. Here it is in action. Senators Blumenthal and Hawley demand FTC and SEC investigate Meta, accusing the company of ignoring widespread scams and profiting off of consumers. Her podcast, is it really bigger than Joe Rogan? No way. Massimo. Well, I guess I explained this to my girl. We were talking, and my mom. My mom asked me about it too. But I think that Candace Owens is kind of batshit. But then too, in the same respect of being batshit, like she's kind of hot. Like I said, that's like something a Chad would say. But like, yeah, I don't know. But then again, usually the hot girls are crazy. But yeah, she's batshit insane. But like, I've never looked at her and been like, oh, like she's cute. But then I don't know, she's kind of cute. That's kind of as far as my take goes, and that's where I am. I think she's batshit and hot. So, ta-da! Thank you. I'll be here till the market bell. Yep, that's it. Macron! I mean, I think Macron's crazier than she is, but she's also crazy too. So, yeah. Word for word. You felt the same? Okay, then. There you go. I think, yeah. Well, there you go. The correlation is real. It is, man. It is. But my girlfriend's hot. She's not crazy. But she's just like a spy. She asked me that the other day. She was like, do you really think I'm a spy? And I was like, 25%. Easily. And then she was like, oh, how crazy if Switzerland had like a secret organization and they were trying to like get into the American public. I was like, haha, yeah, how crazy. You trying to throw me? What do you think this is? Of course it is, huh? So I don't know. That's exactly what a Swiss spy would say. No, I think my girl's just shy. I think like my girl's awkward. So she's like socially awkward. I think that's it. That's why she likes me. Because I think I was the only one who could communicate with her, because I'm kind of weird. But other than that, my girl's smart, but then she like under pressure, like if we're ever in like situations, like you guys saw the candle situation too, under pressure, bro, she turns into an idiot. We talked about this. That's why we're trying to help her out with that in training, because she needs it for her work. But then like, yeah, she's a genius, but then when there's like pressure, she just turns into a fucking num-num. I don't know how. It's crazy. That's why I explained. I said, I was like, bro, I grew up in volatility. So I fucking love volatility. Feels like home for me. That's, you guys have noticed it. Like, I get so calm when the market gets batshit. I fucking love it. Because I'm like, you don't understand, bro. I didn't do it. My parents came home. I didn't know if I was going to get beat. I didn't know if they had pizza. I don't know if I was going to get beat for having pizza, bro. You don't get it. Like, I had every day I'd have to go to class and explain to my teachers. I was like, yeah, my parents ain't signed shit. Why the fuck? They can't read English. What the fuck you want me to, like, what are you talking about? And then I would have to either get in trouble from school or my parents. Yeah, it was literally roulette. It was an Egyptian roulette every single day, bro. So yeah, but like I liked it. I've learned it grew on me, but that's why I'm like, pressure is fucking dope. And then even the market too, when shit gets crazy, like, oh, I like pressure. I really do. I like pressure more than no pressure. You know, God is good, baby. But yeah, my girl can't handle the pressure. She caves every time. Every time. I forgot what it was. Like, she got nervous once and she started being so dumb. So I was like, oh, come on. But then, dude, I tell you guys, she started watching that, bro, she started watching the, that show called Scandal. It's like an old political show. And like, sadly, she's like, it's like good for her in a weird way, but she's like getting inspired by Olivia Pope. Do you guys know the character Olivia Pope? Has she ever been slapped in the face? Yeah, I mean, her mama beat her. You know, she grew up in her. That's the thing. That's why she was raised really well. That's why she has like morals and shit. Because like her mom is like tough. I love her mom. Her mom is like really like, her mom's foreign. And like her mom was like, yeah, like her mom scared the shit out of her as a kid. So that's why she grew up the same. We were scared of mama. You don't know what's gonna happen. But I don't know if she's gotten in a fight. I don't know if she's ever been like slapped by somebody. I'm gonna ask her that today. When I see her, I will ask her. But yeah, Olivia Pope, dude. It's kind of good because like Olivia Pope gets crazy in the show, but you know, she's like, now my girl's like, I'm gonna do government. I'm like, you should. I want her to get a government job. I was like, you don't need money. You get a fucking do what all these other rich people did. Go and get a fucking government job. And then start scamming everybody. What? Yep, that's what they do, guys. That's what they do. You know that, right? Ask J.B. Pritzker. And the other side of the home building family. All of them. That show is solid. I like it. I didn't watch the first couple of seasons. I only watched the end. Because she watched all of it, and I was like, oh, it's kind of good. SSP, did they get an offer? They're supposed to. Huck! I fuck with Huck. I do. I love his weird ass. I really like Huck. Hey, man. I'm a big fan. The one guy grew on me. I thought he was weird at first, but then I like slowly started to like him. Admiral Ballard. I fuck with him. Don't get me started on my TV shows. This is my girl show though. I bandwagoned. Most immigrant parents. Yeah, but like my sister came out like a fucking idiot, so I don't know how that stacks up. But it just, I don't know, man. If you like give your life to postmodernism, bro, it really is very destabilizing. Because my sister used to be smart. She was like the only one smarter than me growing up. Like she had way better grades. She was locked in, bro. Like she was actually like a smart person academically. I was very, very shocked that she kind of fell so far. But then again, postmodernism, man. You lose sight of objectivity. Bros. Dude, I didn't realize, you know, like back in like Tucson, in like Arizona, they have so many more Dutch Bros. I was talking to somebody from U of A, and they were telling me, they were like, go to Mount Lemon and get a Dutch Bros. I was like, what? I said, that's that. And then they were telling me the history. Yo, PBM. It's not loaded. 20-cent pop. That's 15%. R? Yeah, it's not loading. I don't know if it's halted. It came down a little bit. Your girl watches baddies? Is that like the reality show where they like fight? I saw one show like that like 10 years ago, but it wasn't called Baddies. It was called something else. And they took these girls in the house. I watched it for a little bit because I was drama. And they would just fight each other. I thought it was hilarious. But yeah, that's unfortunate. But then again, I mean, I have weird taste in shows too, so I feel like everybody has their thing. Biomed announces groundbreaking psilocybin longevity research program. These guys, they're using the stock to fund their 10-year trip. They're like, we'd like to announce our longevity research program. Over the course of the next 10 years, we will be taking our mushrooms and seeing the effects. I look forward to the results. Even then, you guys don't notice it? What were we just talking about? Ukraine, Russia, Charlie Kirk, and just like notice the media blitz, right? How come all of y'all stopped talking about shrooms? I banned most of y'all, but like, do you notice even everywhere outside of the chat, you don't hear motherfuckers telling you to do shrooms every day? Even then, you guys are even getting like government mentions, and you're getting like these programs, and people aren't like, it helps me. I take so much a dose. I take a small dose every day. Every day. It's so good for you. You don't. What happened? Yeah, Bad Girls Club. That was the other one, I think. Yeah, dude. What happened to that? Think about it. That's another one. It's all media shit. That's why, like, I think the bots are starting to go and they're doing it a little different. Oh yeah, maybe they had enough time to do shrooms and realize that they still need to drink water and go to bed early. You guys know that? You guys know, I just took a sip of water, bro. I'm feeling it. Yeah, you guys don't know. You guys got to get the damn water, get some sleep, get some exercise. Like that, dude, you realize how crazy that shit is for you? Water, sleep, and exercise, bro. Get a little bit of prayer. Get some Jesus in there. Oh, man. Y'all have no idea. Life's a good time. A little appreciation for the little things. Yo, Dominion. Small one, 20 cents. Still downside. They don't feel me, dog. You know that? They don't feel. They're like, Josh, why would I exercise? I want to fucking eat shit that grows on shit, literally. Why would I exercise? That's stupid. Why drink water when I could literally ingest a poison and the hallucination is my body's reaction to eliminating the poison? Why wouldn't I do that, Joshua? What do you mean, sleep? You don't need sleep. It's in your head. What? I guess technically sleep is in your head. I guess. All right, man. What other trends like disappeared? What other like trends or events were like widely talked about that no longer you hear about as much? Feel free to contribute. Because this is kind of fascinating. This is what I was thinking about yesterday. So I like it. It's kind of fascinating me. Shrooms is another one. Now that I think about it. You should leave the shroom talk to people who know more about it. Respectfully, I think you're a fucking idiot. So, thank you for that comment. But I know about shrooms. I mean, I don't need to do fucking study on it to tell you that it's a mind-altering drug and more people will get hurt by it than helped by it. Do you understand that, right? is there going to be one-off cases, and is there a small minority? It's literally like gender issues. But yes, it's fucking dumb. And I've done shrooms before in my life, actually, multiple times. So if that bothers you about the reality of shrooms, then you probably shouldn't take shrooms because your reality is already in danger. So if you can't accept that, I think it's an objective truth. I think more people will get harmed by mushrooms than helped by it. Again, random people in random instances, it might be better for them, but that's not a widely that's not generally a good thing, let alone for society. I don't know. Oh, the drones. Bro, you know they had, dude, all these like political shows they had like from 5 years ago. There was a show that had the little air balloons and the things in it. You know that? Mm-hmm. That shrooms are the most annoying people. They got better, like, honestly, because that's what I'm saying. It's the media that makes people annoying. Like, when you have this support of, like, all of this shit, dude, it, like, makes people trip out. But, yeah, they're evil. Like, they fried their brain, dude. You're like, they're so hard to talk to. They're so annoying. Bro, they don't fucking know what's going on, bro. What are you talking? They're having a blast. But other than that, yeah, gambling trends, those still there. No, Black Lives Matter doesn't count. That was like 2020. There has to be like I'm telling you, Ukraine, even the Charlie Kirk death, again, mushrooms. Some of these were like, they weren't like political movements with it. And then we started to like they just disappeared. See, you don't hear it as much. What else was there? Honestly, one of my favorite things though is like when people tell me they're gonna like do shrooms, or if they're like, you guys don't remember? They'd be like, Josh, I'm on shrooms. I just start saying like demon, darkness, demons flying, and I'm like, now I fucked up your trip, dog. You better go into a fucking padded room. My bad, man. My bad. Yeah, but see, that's what I'm saying. What if all I have to do is say that shit? Your brain is swelling. What are you gonna do now? And then then boom, they fucking lose it. That's why I'm like, come on. That's not. Why do you like that? It's kind of fucked up. It's kind of fucked up, but you know, I'm trying to teach them something. That's it, man. Drink some water, bro. The craziest thing was Russia. Yeah, bro. That's always been a fascinating one. You stepped onto the apps and you ended up talking to a girl that said she was gonna microdose to go have dinner with her parents. Jeez. That's so sad. So she probably would have slept with you, but still, I think you don't like her parents. You gotta do drugs to go with her parents? That's terrible. That's terrible. Yeah, man. Nightmare. Oh, man. What's the matter? Thought you knew about the laws. Domestic DeepSeek, brought to you by Google. Will Uncle ever do a music video? I don't know, man. He's kind of old. Maybe. I wanted to do a video for F350. I remember, dude. That's an old one, dude. Do you remember? Like, I used to get so hyped on music videos. You have no idea. Music before you had like internet everywhere. Music videos were like full-scale productions. But yeah, we're gonna have to talk about it later. I love you. God bless you. But it's time to move to philo. Enough of your degeneracy talk and mushrooms and weird girls on Tinder and TV shows. The market's just melting away. Enjoy it while it lasts, brother. Enjoy it while it lasts. But yeah, we got to go to philo. God bless you and God bless America. Thank you for your time. If you would like to hear some motivational speeches today, you're gonna like it. I would encourage you to join. But if you go and join things that you don't want, you may be on mushrooms. That just hasn't processed for you yet. That's okay. But like I'm saying, just go to the place that you want to be. Go to the place you want to be. You don't have to come. I'll gladly remove you as well. But if you want to get it and you're going to actually make the most of it, man, I think it'll be good for you, bro. I think philo has been an awesome time. So I hope you do it. UK government approves 4% hike to the main minimum wage to $12.71 per hour. Euros, that's $16.67 per hour, April 2026. All right, man. Well, see you guys there. It should take you there. You could click on the link. It's free to join. All you got to do is click on the link and you could listen on in. So God bless you. God bless America. And bye.